yeah, that's it. You just tuned in to the Digital Cartridge Podcast with Sean and Micah. Listen up as they deliver you the most epic show covering movies, television, video games, and wrestling. And now, here's Sean and Micah.
What's up, everybody? This is Shaun with the Digital Cartridge Podcast.
Hey, guys, it's Micah.
And boy, do we have a special episode for you today.
That's right. But keep in mind, we're going to say all kind of shit that you probably don't want your mom to hear. Fair warning, we are not experts by any means, but boy, howdy, are we going to act like we are.
Oh, man. So we're not even going to run this on. I'm going to tell you that we got not one, but two guests on this motherfucking show tonight.
Wow, 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 wow.
Shaun from Nerdy Thursday and the one and only Brooks.
What's up?
What's up?
Boy, oh, I heard that. That's the Nerdy Thursday beer pop.
Sure as hell is. Micah, is your intro getting more and more flamboyant every week? Hey, guys. It's Micah. I love
it. Trying to find that smooth groove.
No, he's transitioning day by day.
Reminder, guys, this isn't for your grandmas.
No, nope. Or your mom, or your sister, or really anybody else but us four right now.
Yeah.
This isn't for your first cousin, so don't let them listen.
Oh.
But
you are from Kentucky.
He went there, not me, not the guy from Indiana. Sorry.
Yeah, or the guy over there from Kentucky. Man. So it's been a fun week for me. I'm gonna tell you right now, I have had probably the most eventful work week I've had in a very long time. Some of y'all may have followed me on, social media and seen that I fell through a floor. I was on a job site pulling some shit out of a pallet, and I didn't see a hole in the floor because there's literally a piece of notebook paper covering this hole. And I put my right foot down and I went straight down like in a Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner type of shit.
When you shared that picture, the first thing that popped in my mind was like somebody had painted like a picture of a tile and like on a piece of notebook paper and just laid it over with the rest of the tiles like they would with the Wile E. Coyote with a tunnel.
Oh, that would have been great. I mean, I wish that was been more eventful. Like the guy that was working with me, he saw me just like falling down and he thought I was drunk, and I was like, nah bro, I'm pretty sober. And the bad thing is like the day started off like shit. I had originally like a 2-hour and 30-minute drive, and it ended up being 5 hours and 20 minutes just to this job site. So I don't know if I walked into it rushed or whatnot, and I'm not going to say anything like that because I might have a workers' comp person listen on into this. But it didn't finish there. Like after that, I had to go to a hotel. They gave me my hotel card. I go up to my room. The door's already open. I walk in. There's somebody else's bags there, and I'm like, all right, I'm not even going to play this game. So I turn right back around, go get a new card, go to my new room, and the AC doesn't work. So third time's a charm. But then I'm like, I'm thirsty by now. I go to Coke machine. It takes not one, but two, but three of my dollars. Eventually I did get a Coke. But I was like, this has been the worst week ever. And hopefully by next recording and by probably Tuesday, by the time this episode releases, I'll have some really good news. So we'll just stop at that. But I'm just glad the week's over with.
So I need to know, on the bag that was in the other room, did you look to see if it was male or female or if there was anything funny in it?
I'm about $30,000 richer.
Because I sent this singing clown for you, and he's kind of pissed.
Well, I don't even know. He wasn't there, so.
Was he in a tiny bag?
He was a contortionist clown.
Mm-mm.
That sounds something like you're all about.
Well, that's that kink. That kink.
So, Mike, I heard you went to a winery today?
Yeah, so my week was kind of bleh. A lot of work, but we took off today, and I made us a kind of our own winery tour. So we took off and went to Patoka Lake and hung out at the winery there. They had a wine tasting thing going on. And so a lot of wineries and stuff, they do wine tastings. Like you go in and you pay $5, $6, $7, and you get so many tastings. And 9 times out of 10, they don't pay attention to how many tastings you've already tried. So you can sit there and try the whole sheet that they have for their whole stock. But we went Patoka Lake, French Lick, and then up to Bloomington, and swung by and saw our buddy Kyle from Experience Grind while I was in there for a hot second. But then went to a winery in Bloomington called Oliver.
Do they serve Jenkem there?
No Jenkem. I found some new cider though that's like 12 or 13% alcohol by volume. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
I get you tipsy.
It's
Sounds like fun.
It's a cider wine is how they called it, but it's still made from apples. But she said the bottle is basically 3 servings, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Just chug it and go and say, this is 1 serving for me, 3 for somebody else.
Yeah, it was good though.
I'll have to swing up there and get some for myself.
It was a good trip, and they were. I mean, you know, the woodchuck that I typically get, it's like $10 for a 6-pack, and this was $6 a bottle. So it's pretty fairly priced.
Was this that blueberry shit that you're telling me about?
No, they have a blueberry Moscato that Kyle told me about that was actually really good too.
Do you know where blueberry flavoring comes from?
Blueberries?
No, it comes from the anal the anal gland of a beaver. Basically, it's called castoreum.
That's why I hate that shit. I hate beaver butts.
Yeah, I'm not into licking a beaver's asshole, but I mean, obviously Micah might be.
Don't knock it till you tried it.
Oh man. So Brooks, man, why don't you tell these people who you are? Give them a little intro. Tell them what you've been up to this week.
Oh, funny you should ask. So I am a frequent guest on Experience Grind podcast. Mostly torturing them around Halloween time with some pretty good Halloween movies, actually. Not really torturing them. I'm also an independent professional wrestler. So this past weekend, I had first double shot I've done in a while, and hit 2 wrestling shows in the same day and worked those. That was fun. First one was just a quick squash match, and then hop in my car in full gear and just go to the next show. That show, I tag teamed with Memphis wrestler superstar Bill Dundee, and
Nice.
Worked a match and then suplexed the principal.
Nice. Hey, speaking of Memphis wrestlers, did you ever know any of the midget wrestlers, Tito and Hollywood?
I have not met them. I've heard of them.
Years ago, I'm talking about, man, this had to have been around 2003 era.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe right before there's a rapper, his name's Little White. And this is right when he was making his debut to sign with 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
We were at an old auto parts store called Lucky Motorsports, where all these street racers would meet up at and, mingle and talk before, they bounce off to go do whatever you got to do. And I had just got back from a military base, and I bought a decommissioned rocket launcher. And so, me and my buddy Fred, which this is a big, huge black guy, it was kind of like Rob and Big, and I was Rob Deerdeck, and he was Big. That's what it kind of was, shenanigans all the time.
Awesome.
And so Tito... the 2 midgets there, Tito and Hollywood, are there, and they're fucked up on acid. And these little shitheads get this decommissioned rocket launcher and chasing each other around the fucking parking lot. And it was probably the scariest thing I've ever seen, but also one of the most hilarious things at the same time.
That does sound
When you
awesome.
say decommissioned, do you mean like still loaded and just not working properly? Or
No, it's literally just like the outside shell and like the handle. There's no like chips or rocket or
nothing's,
nothing.
nothing's in it to make it function.
Yeah, it's like a giant prop.
I've messed with those myself. So
Yeah, and the thing is like it was this big. Like if you stood it up, it's as tall as they are. So
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
I bet.
I wish I could. I wish I had. We had camera phones back then,
Mhm.
other than like a Nokia 3100 or whatever they were back then.
Yeah.
Man, Sean Muldowney from Nerdy fucking Thursday.
What's up, dude?
Man, it's good to have you here, man. Why don't you tell these people who the fuck you are?
Well, I'm Shaun from Nerdy Thursday. Back to you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Sean from Nitty Thursday. You guys, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of us, but you should. We're on a little bit of a break now, but that's okay. It's been keeping me busy.
That's time for them to catch up.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Right?
Mitch.
Right, for real.
Yeah.
He does one little proposal and everything goes to hell. But it's been okay, man. Like, it's this last week. This is my third recording in a week with different people. Like, I recorded with Experience Grind, which Sean, you might know something about. I recorded with the Caped Podcasters, and now I'm recording with you guys. So I'm actually recording more in a week than I did doing that show. So it's weird. But yeah, so that's been a lot of fun. It's just getting out and talking about a whole bunch of shit that I don't know, I normally probably wouldn't be talking about on our show. And then other than that, man, I mean, I head to the city yesterday. It's Memorial Day weekend. So went to New York City, and like 8 months ago, I bought tickets to the Harry Potter show again. And I didn't realize when I bought them for, so I almost fucked up Mitch's whole bachelor party. So like last week, one of the other groomsmen was like, "Yeah, I got a room booked in Portland. We're leaving on the morning of the 25th." And I'm just like, "Holy shit! No, we can't do it that weekend." After like a whole week of being like, "Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. That's fine. That's fine." Fucking, I don't know when Memorial Day is. I'm a dumbass.
I didn't even know that I had tomorrow off until maybe like 2 weeks ago. Somebody was like, "Yeah, you got next Monday off." I was like, "There ain't no holidays coming up." I was like,
Right?
4th of July is, at least 2 months out.
Exactly. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's in May, but it never clicks until it's like, it's here, But again, yeah, I saw the Harry Potter show again last night. It was fucking awesome. If you're from around New York or at all remotely into that shit, I recommend checking it out. But yeah, it's been a good week, guys.
That's
You're
what's up, man.
Hufflepuff?
No, I just said, "Oh, Hufflepuff." I don't know.
No, I was about to say, you're definitely not a Hufflepuff.
No, I've watched it. What would I be? I don't even know. Tell me.
You would probably, knowing you're a fucking Slytherin, dog.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you
That's
one thing. If we don't get a fucking siren in this episode, I'm going to be pissed.
I already told him I'd edit one in if I didn't hear it.
Woo.
Edit
staple.
that in and then have a holla if you hear me.
Somebody doesn't even know. We're just going to call the cops to come to Sean's house in a minute.
Oh,
Mid-recording.
You guys don't know this, though. I'm also a professional wrestler. You may know me by my ring name. I'm Ric Flair. Woo!
Oh, yeah?
Woo! Yeah, baby.
Man.
You thought you were famous. Fuck
You thought
out of
you were?
here.
Oh, yeah? Well, you got the same middle name as me, so I mean, I'm Shawn Michaels.
Dealing with it. Nature Boy! Woo!
Man, so let's get this motherfucker started. I'm glad to have y'all on. It's
Yep.
probably going to be a long episode. Maybe not. I always say it's going to be a long episode, and it always ends up as an hour 30 every time.
Right?
Yeah, but
You guys start saying that, and I check the timestamp. I'm like, this isn't a long episode.
Yeah.
you might as well buckle up, though, because we've got a whole lot of pay-per-view to talk about.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we do.
What?
And that's some foreshadowing.
Or is that the Spice Channel?
Wait, what?
Is that
Yeah.
porno?
Y'all don't know. You don't know about that? Oh, that's old pay-per-view type stuff.
Looking through my dad's DVD collection, he's got a lot of pornos in there. I want to start a Patreon where Mitch and I watch all of the pornos and just review them.
He might not be able to watch those after he gets married.
We won't tell anybody. Don't you guys fucking tell her.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know her yet.
Oh, man.
I guarantee she does not listen to this, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, that's why I said don't fucking tell her.
Oh, boy.
Tell her what?
You ready to
All right,
get this
boys.
started up?
Yep.
We're going to walk into some?
You want to jump into the first segment?
Battlemania.
All right, so if you guys are familiar with our episode, even in the slightest, our first segment is Battlemania. That is a segment where every week myself and Shaun pit two songs against each other to go head-to-head and let our listeners vote for a winner. We changed the format up a little bit last week. Instead of having a champion that continues on, we are going to go forward picking new songs every week, and that way it keeps it fresh for you guys. That being said, I got my ass kicked again.
Ooh, pow, 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 chicka, pow.
I thought that was a sound clip for a second.
That's my new sound clip.
It is now.
You should have seen the video behind it. So
Sean's pick was My Dick by Mickey Avalon. I want to make sure I pronunciate that. My Dick by Mickey Avalon. And my pick was a little suicide song called Ghost by Bad Flower.
Yeah.
My
I basically
song,
put your ass. Go ahead.
I was just going to say my song might as well hung itself.
Oh, no. I've literally hit your dick in the dirt.
Yeah. My Dick. I actually like your song better. So,
I mean, yeah, obviously a lot of people liked my song better. I mean, that's why you lost again. I mean, your song was good. It was emotional. You know, I listened to it and it made me remind me of some old songs I used to listen to. But I was like, man, I got this like upbeat, like happy-go-lucky, like partyish song. You got this one like sit in a corner and be like, today was a bad day, today was a good day type of situation.
Sit in a corner and hate myself. So your song did win 12 votes to 5. So that moves you to 3-1.
Yeah,
and me to 1-3. So since you won,
my record.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like a Nerdy Thursday type of poll.
Yeah.
with your super fight.
I don't think I've won a single one. I swear to God.
No. There's some critical flaw with all yours that just kills it.
The critical flaw is that Mitch gets all the good fucking cards.
Well, why the hell do you let him go first?
And I get a dude that's like made out of paper while he's got a flamethrower. It makes no sense.
Yeah, would you have like Miley Cyrus or something one time and it was even worse?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
There was one where we recorded with Brian and I couldn't put up a 3-way poll on Facebook and my character was so bad that I didn't even include it in the poll.
Yeah, like you had like a paraplegic firefighter spinner, you know, with like that was blind.
Dude, I was Stephen Hawking with my hands covered in butter. Like I can't do nothing.
He can't even talk on his little keypad. He's gonna be like, blip, blip,
right?
Blip.
He's like, sorry, typo.
Hand slipped.
Oh boy.
Oh, you got a hiatus, so you can stack the deck.
We pick them randomly.
Actually, I need to send you my spare deck that I have that came from a loot crate, Sean.
Oh, that'd be sick. But I don't mean to take this away from your guys' Battle Mania. I just thought it was kind of funny.
No. This y'all are in this for the whole motherfucking ride.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna tell you right now, my song is going to be "Hit 'Em Up" by Tupac. Ooh. I'm on this whole I'm still in the diss track mode right now. Like, and if y'all haven't listened to the last episode, and I got called out for being behind the paywall, it's all good. It's all good. I'm still on diss tracks, so like, I'm gonna come at you hard. I'm gonna come at everybody hard right now, just like Tupac came at Biggie.
So my song that is prepared to get beat again is going to be Barenaked Ladies 1 Week. And that's the one where they go like real fast and I can't understand half of it.
Oddly enough, I actually owned this CD. I didn't purchase it, but I won it at a giveaway. I think it was Dillard's before it was Macy's. And there was a showing where one of the radio stations came in and was giving away CDs, and they tossed that CD out, and I was just like, what? What's this? Okay, I'll listen to it. Because during that time frame, Columbia House was really popular then, and I think I had like 10 or 12 names, and it was like, you know, like 10 CDs for a penny or whatever. I had more CDs than anybody else that I knew of.
Yo, so I'm glad I'm not the only one that did that, like using like different names for Columbia House or the DVDs and shit. Like I would sign up and cancel and sign up and cancel.
I would get letters in the mail saying, you owe like $300 something, and I would write this letter like I was my own dad. I'd be like, this kid was not even 18 years old, and this was not a legal binding contract and everything else, and everything got squashed, but it doesn't help. I probably still have bad credit to this day.
Dude, you're going to like find out that you owe them like hundreds of thousands of dollars. But anyways, is that the song that's like, it's been 1 week since I got to see cheating lovers and cousins that marry? Or is that the Weird Al one?
That's the Weird Al one.
But it's the same tempo.
Yeah, same.
You should have went with that one.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Tupac for the win.
Actually, it's been maybe like 2 weeks, but
I'm gonna lose. I've relished in my role that I'm gonna be the Sean Muldowney of these polls and lose every week. So,
in my defense for you, I have sent plenty of songs in a group chat that you could use and win with.
Man. So Sean, right now, if you were in this with us, would you pick? If you were to pick a song right this second off the top of your head, what would you pick?
Out of My Head by Fastball.
I don't even know that one. I'm gonna have to listen to it.
Was it out of my head? Was it out of my mind?
How could I have ever been so blind?
That was a good little duet.
Yeah. All right, Brooks. How about you?
Oh, not my strong suit because I'm extremely nerdy. But right now, my latest kick, I can't seem to get it out of my head. Is Devil Trigger from
nice
by Casey Edwards, which is on the Devil May Cry 5 intro.
Nice. I just want to, since y'all are here, I want people to know y'all's music interests as well.
I actually lied. I don't think Out of My Head has a music video, and I know that's a requirement. So
no, we pulled that.
The Way. I still want The Way by the Fastball instead.
That's fine. Yeah, we pulled the whole music video part out since we wanted to change the titles. Like instead of it lasting like every month, like somebody have to listen to the whole song. So every 2 weeks we still pick up a brand new song and just got rid of the whole, produce music videos. As long as we can find something on YouTube and go with it, we just go with it. But it's a new song every 2 weeks.
Actually,
you guys changed rules.
I got another one for you too.
All right, go for it.
This one's actually a little bit more legit. Square Hammer by Ghost.
I like that one.
That is.
Yeah, Micah probably knows that.
That one's that's a pretty good song.
One day I'm actually going to play some rock because people probably think that Shaun listens to nothing but like reggae and rap.
Did you just refer to yourself in third person?
Me. Oh yeah, I refer to well, how you know? Yeah, third person.
Shaun listens to nothing but rap and songs about my dick.
Yeah, basically, you don't know about Shaun. I'm gonna tell you about Shaun.
All right, so anyways, the poll for Battlemania, I've been dropping those on Facebook. Our episode post on Tuesday, post on Wednesday, and you got about a week to vote. So hit that up when you see it drop, and make sure Shaun wins again because Shaun's going to win again because Micah never wins.
All I gotta say is, man, you got 2 weeks to think of something really fucking that's going to throw me in the dirt and maybe put me 6 feet under.
I'm going to start doing fucking TV show theme songs if I keep losing. So y'all better fucking pick it up.
I don't want to listen to like the opening of Friends for 2 weeks.
I was just about to say that.
Oh, we're on the same level. Look at that.
Dude,
we're connected.
I was like, man, is Micah going to threaten to play like just Friends theme songs?
On repeat for 24 hours?
Fucking weird. Seinfeld.
You got to toss Psych in there too.
You could do better than that. Do like Mortal Kombat.
That had one of probably the best soundtracks of all time.
I used to have those soundtracks, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I went to a rave listening to that. I can guarantee you I probably ate some drugs and listened to that at the same time.
I or ate drugs.
Possibly. I don't know. I could be telling a story or I could be not telling a story. I don't know. Allegedly. Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but you probably already heard these stories before.
Mom, surprise, I did drugs.
Yeah. Dude, man. I'm tatted up, I got sleeves, and everything else.
Yeah.
I hid tattoos from her for a very long time. She thought like my arm was broken. Like I'd come out of the shower with like hold my arm like a maitre d' would hold the towel. Because my first one was on my forearm, and it was probably 6 or 7 months before she ever noticed it. And then my other one was on my shoulder, so I just throw an extra towel over my shoulder. And, that shit slipped off, and she was like, Shawn Michael. I'm like, what? She's like, how long you have that tattoo? I'm like, forever.
So my question is
bad
this.
when you get the Shawn Michael.
When the middle name comes out,
Shawn Michael,
that's when it's bad. And have you ever noticed?
If your face doesn't turn.
Have you ever noticed?
Yeah.
I have 5 kids, and I've tried to pick their middle names that roll off the tongue. So, like my oldest, Nathaniel Isaac. I have one name that has my name, Stephen Brooks. Just easy.
Oh yeah,
you know what you should have done?
You're like, bah, 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 bah!
You should have done the vowels. So the first one was A, the second one was E, the third one was I, the fourth one was O, and the last one was U.
we didn't expect to have that many kids right, at that time. Otherwise, it probably would happen.
You should have a movie made, 5 kids and a vasectomy.
And just call them all Motherfucker Jones.
Dude, I'm telling you,
it's got Tom Selleck.
We've been told numerous times that we should have a fucking sitcom or something, because some of the stuff that goes on, it's hilarious.
I feel like this is a sitcom right now.
Yeah. It's
with like 4 of the chillest dudes ever. This isn't very entertaining. Everyone's like, man, those guys are just super chill.
Yeah, they're like, who are these motherfuckers right now? If you don't know, you do now.
Wait around for the stinger. Somebody talks about sucking their own dick.
Wasn't me.
Was not me.
It.
I'm a 300. I'm a 300-pound man. There's a lot of belly in the way.
Oh, hey man, guys, it's Micah.
And if you don't know by now, I suck my own dick.
That was that slurping noise you just heard.
It's a good thing you edit this, Sean.
Oh yeah? Who says we're going to edit this?
Because if Micah edited that, that would be the stinger.
We've already heard his Audacity skills. Oh, Brooks, we're going to send you some shit in group chat later.
Oh, good Lord.
I tried real hard, okay?
Yeah, and you didn't listen to a damn thing I had to say. I said, Micah, wait till the end of the day. I will help you. 2 hours later, hey, I already posted it.
That's awesome.
What's that thing? What's that thing kids say? YOLO?
YOLO?
No, now
they don't say that anymore.
Now it's yeet.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Yeet.
That's when you YOLO without thinking twice.
Yeah.
It's called yeeting.
Well, let's yeet our ass over to this next segment.
Boom.
So, what's up?
I gotta fill you in on what I've been watching.
Oh, jeez. This may contain spoilers.
Talk about spoilers. God damn it. Fucking Game of Thrones.
I've said fuck that about all 8 seasons. Fuck it. I'm never going to watch it.
Brooks, did you watch it?
I have not, but then again, I don't really care to, because I've watched all the books up until then. Or not watched, but listened, read, etc. I do audiobooks at work, so
Micah, this is between the two of us.
God fucking damn it, Game of Thrones.
Did you like it? Did you hate it? I know a lot of people really fucking hated this.
So here's my problem with it.
I didn't hate it. Spoilers.
I did not hate it because season 8 wrapped a lot of storylines up, but I feel like
WWE was better booked.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been better to have had more episodes to like the fight against the Night King shouldn't have been all in one episode. Like that, they could have drawn that out. The fight against Cersei where she fucking loses her shit and goes fucking Mad Queen could have drawn that shit out a little bit more. I mean, there was so much that could have been done that they didn't. And then the ending was just like, I don't want to say it was Sopranos bad, but it was up there with Dexter for me, just because I was like, okay, I mean, I see where they wrap storylines up, but fuck.
I think in like a year's time, I don't think many people will be comparing this to like Sopranos. Because I think in the grand scope of the whole series, this was a good season and a good ending. But I think people having to wait 2 years for 6 episodes that they thought were, in their opinion, not what they should have been, for how long they waited and for how few of episodes they had, it was a huge disappointment. But I think, in time and as people start watching the whole series as a whole, watch it all through, don't have that break, I think that people will start to appreciate it a little bit more, but I completely see your arguments against it.
Yeah,
I do think if it was 10 episodes that were an hour a piece instead of 6 episodes that were an hour and a half a piece, I think this would have played out way better. And I do agree. I think the Battle for Winterfell should have been 2 1-hour episodes instead of an hour and a half episode. It would have given you a break, a little bit of time to consume and digest what happened and go into it. It felt rushed.
The thing that I can take from that too is like you have somebody like our good buddy Ben from over at Street Pizza Podcast who
fuck them.
I like them. What's up, boy?
No, I like them.
They like he binged through so much of it, and so he liked it. He appreciated it, but he had just, like you said, he had just consumed so much of that while a lot of us have been waiting 2 years. So expectations were through the fucking roof. And then, like, it doesn't live up to expectations.
He even, while a lot of people were complaining, was one of the biggest people, like, behind the scenes, you know, talking outside of groups or just me and him talking individually. He was very high on the season until the last episode. And, you know, I don't know if that comes down to the fact that he just consumed the last 7 seasons in a week and a half because he's a fucking lunatic, or I don't know. But I mean, I think there's something to be said for somebody having kind of rewatched it and kind of just finished it with that, you know?
So
I don't know.
My problem,
it's interesting.
And here's the other issue I have with it, and I know why they did it, but I enjoyed the 2-minute trailer for Westworld season 3 more than I enjoyed the last episode.
That makes me so happy. I fought watching that show for years. Like, I watched like the first episode. I'm like, this is dumb as fuck. I got sick like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago and binge watched both seasons in like a week. Man, I am so happy. Aaron Paul, dude.
Have either of you other guys seen Westworld?
No, I've not. I've seen bits and pieces of like clips, but as far as I've gone,
I haven't watched it either. It's one of those that I'm just waiting for the end of it, because I'm a binge freak like Ben is at times. So I can't stand to wait. I need my instant gratification.
that's why I am with like almost any series.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another series that you talk about the end of it that just ended is Into the Badlands.
That one I'm getting ready. That one I'm getting ready to pick up actually, because it's on Netflix. And I saw the premise of it. I'm like, okay, this looks really good, but it's still going on, and I don't want to wait. All right, like I don't want to get hooked into it and then have to wait for anything. So I'm just gonna wait.
Final. It's got all but like the final 6 to 8 episodes on Netflix right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically futurish. What's that fucking word they always describe everything? Dystopian. Yeah, it's like a future dystopian like setting where there are no guns, like guns and ammo, like they're not a thing anymore. They don't exist anymore. And everybody fucking does kung fu and uses swords and arrows and shit. And like some of the kung fu fighting is some of the like the best wire work. Like when you think of like the really good kung fu movies, like this is up there with that.
Yeah. I've seen like little clips of it and stuff, but I didn't want to get too deep into that rabbit hole. So I was like, okay, this looks interesting, and I'm going to watch this. So plus a friend of mine said
it really
really good.
It doesn't really have anybody like super famous. The main character, when I first started watching it, reminded me a lot of like old school Jackie Chan, like doing all of his own stunts and stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jackie Chan, do you know what his favorite drink is?
Oh, Jesus.
Water!
Good God.
How did I know that this is where you were going?
Oh, man. I'm just prepping it for our Patreon dad jokes that are coming up.
Good Lord.
Another series finale that just happened recently was Big Bang Theory. Have any of you guys been on that bus at all?
Dude, I watched up until I think the 5th season. I was super into it. I love that show. And I know I'm one of the very few people in like our realm of friends that enjoys it, but man, I fucking love that show. I just kind of fell off when I didn't have TV.
I like that show, but here's the thing. Like, there's a nerd level, and they're like on a whole nother fucking level. And I'm just like, you make anybody that's nerdy look like way fucking super nerdier than they should be. at some point.
Man. That was like half of what I thought was fun about it.
Oh man, I'm like you're giving some nerds a bad rep over here. Like we're not that fucking smart sometimes. I can't explain that type of physics, on an everyday basis.
It's funny.
We've got 2 other season finales that just happened recently. The Survivor season finale was really good. If anybody watches Survivor, the guy that ended up winning, like at the very end, so they changed the format of it in the most recent years to where you have to build a fire to get to the final tribal council to go for the jury to vote for you. And homeboy had the immunity and like he could just coast and gave up his immunity and was like, nope, I want to earn my spot, and like went and built a fire against the other guy and had the chance of losing, and it ended up like it was a big enough like move that he ended up winning $1 million. So it was really ballsy.
Nice.
And then go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm saying I haven't I can't even get into Survivor anymore, and I couldn't survive watching any of these seasons lately.
It's still
wow, that was an awful joke.
I know, you're telling me.
It's still my guilty
I'm glad
pleasure.
I'm the only one I caught.
That was another dad joke, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, but that was a bad joke.
It was awful.
The Barry season finale was fucking killed. Do you guys watch? I know Shaun watches. The either of the other 2 watch it?
What is it?
I was waiting. I'm waiting till that's all over with. So, because y'all praise about how much y'all like this show, so I was just gonna wait till everything is done airing. It's on its done finale, and I'll rewatch it. But like, I tried watching like the first 2 episodes when it first came out, and I was not thrilled about it. But
neither was Micah.
Nope.
Yeah, I know y'all talked it up, and y'all praising it, So, like I said, I'll give it a chance once it's over and done with. I'm like Brooks talking about, like I can't do the wait. I got to watch it all at one time. Like I've done episode waiting back in the day, and like when The Wire was out, like I was deep into that fucking show. But like you miss so much when that hiatus is, 6-7 months. Sometimes you're like, I got to go back and rewatch everything now, and then you watch it so many times, you might get burned out.
I tell you what, it was a super surprise when this season came out because I didn't even know that it was planned to launch. I remember my phone, like I have HBO Go on my phone, and it was like, new season of Barry drops right now. And I messaged our friend Kyle from Experience Crime. I'm like, holy shit, did you know that Barry's back? I, honest to God, at this point in time, would put Barry in my top 3 shows of all time.
All time. So what's your other 2 of all time?
I would probably say Breaking Bad, and it's a toss-up between Game of Thrones and Haunting of Hill House.
Okay. Since you know about Breaking Bad, you want to go make some meth real quick?
Yeah, dude. You want that blue shit? I got some green shit. You want to get crazy?
I'm going for lavender. Let's go for lavender, distinct ourselves just a little bit different.
Yo, when you crush that powder, you smell like lilacs. Let's go, boys.
So here's the thing with Barry, and it's what hooked me. And I think it's the same episode that hooked Ben, maybe, if I remember right. Season 1, episode 7 is where it'll hook you.
6.
Sorry.
I guarantee you're talking about 6.
Yeah, I am.
I got to wait 6 hours of my life to get hooked. I mean, I can deal with it. I mean, that's the way Daredevil even was.
But that's if you're not already hooked on it by that point. Like, if you're not hooked by that point, you're gonna be by that point.
We're talking about Barry and not meth, right?
Oh, no. You get hooked on meth at like -1 episodes.
Okay.
When I give you your free piece, you're done.
Oh, yeah. I try this little bag. You're like, oh, where am I? What century?
Is that them drugs you were talking about?
No, this is before that.
So Shaun, without spoiling anything, what was your favorite episode of this season of Barry?
My favorite episode was probably...
Hang on. Do you have it?
Probably. Yeah, I have it.
All right, say it on 3, because I'm going to tell you mine. I want to see where it's the same.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Ninja Girl.
Episode 2. Oh, mine was the episode right before Ninja Girl.
Yeah, that little ninja girl.
The one where it ends with Barry going, "What?" You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite episode. Blew my fucking mind.
The entire episode with the Ninja Kid and the part in the grocery store was my favorite, like, of the entire series.
It's pretty good. Seriously, people, listeners, if you need a show to watch right now, you need something to get into, you got 2 seasons of Barry to catch up on. Fucking hop on that shit.
And they're only 30-minute episodes, not hour episodes, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, it's what, how many episodes are probably in the season? Maybe like 10 or 11?
10.
8 or 9 a piece.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I got all day tomorrow. Maybe I'll pop a little in and see what's
Well,
up.
you're supposed to be editing this shit.
I will be editing this for the next 24 hours.
Editing the TV out of Brooks and Mike.
Yeah. Oh, it's all good. Brooks, go over there and powerbomb your wife. No, I'm kidding.
I don't see her head above the couch. She's laying down something. I don't know if she's awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says
It's all
she's here.
good.
So,
Oh, man.
I don't want to dive real deep into like the CW season finales, like Flash and Arrow and all those, but I feel like they done a really good job of setting up the Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline that's coming up. So that's going to be...
Is that the one where everybody's getting together?
Yeah. And the upcoming season of Arrow will be the last season of it. So I would be shocked if they did not kill him off.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I was just going to say that's something with the CW shows that if anybody's watching those on Netflix, they're pulling those off from Netflix. So they need to catch up and get through them.
We got some monster trucks over at Sean's house.
Right, dude? That was a freaking motorcycle. Once
Oh,
summer
was it?
hits here, it's just like... And I just get like flashbacks of that South Park episode. And they say shit that I can't say on air.
Oh, you can say it on air.
That's what I'm thinking. No. There's going to be no audio recording of that.
Rabble.
Yeah, well, there's that, but then there's the other shit that they say. I get that.
We'll put a link maybe in the show notes.
Yes, to that episode, not me saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the YouTube video of Shaun saying all the stuff from that episode. We'll put that in the show notes.
You just do some audio tuning and make my voice actually say this shit. That'd be fucked up, boys.
There's probably
would be
video
fucked
of
up.
that from last prom.
Not from me.
So you went to the movies like 47 times this week, didn't you, Sean?
I have been on a movie like I don't even know, like a kick or whatever. I've been debating on either getting the movie pass or the A-list from
I have
AMC.
the A-list.
Well, see, here's my thing. I travel a lot for work, so there's not always a AMC in my local area. So, sometimes a Cinemark or a Regal. So I'm probably going to go to the movie pass side and go for that. Cause I mean, fuck, I've spent so much money watching movies with me and Angelica over the weekend. It's just like, what do you want? Let's go see a movie. Let's go see another one. Let's go see this one. Let's go see that one. And I'm like, it could have been paid for, by our subscriptions instead.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to see Brightburn, so I went and saw it Friday night. And I know a lot of people talked about it and said, this is not going to be a good movie, yada yada. And I told some other people, I was like, I don't think people can wrap their heads around a dark person with superhero abilities. And it's basically the storyline of Superman just taking a super dark twist on. And I ain't gonna lie, some of the gore that was in this fucking movie like blew my mind. I was like, thank God it was a good movie. I think James Gunn did an excellent job on it.
I think that kind of movie is just hard to pull off very well. My main problem with it is that the kid, there was not really a great justification for him doing all that shit. But I mean, it was a good movie. I mean, I'm glad to have seen it, but there's some things I think they could have fleshed out a little bit better. And
they could have explained a lot more on why he was so just dark.
Yeah, because it went from like kind of 0 to 100 really quick.
Oh yeah, I mean that part inside the diner where that light bulb broke.
Oh gosh.
Oh dude, I was like, when that happened, I was like, this is gonna have some really good scenes on it. But I felt they literally showed you too much on the trailer.
Yeah, that was.
Then
there was that, and then the truck.
Oh, dude, yes. Yeah, when he dropped that car and then that death scene, I was just like, holy shit! I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah, I was like,
I
wait a minute.
stop for a
I
second.
watched John Wick last weekend.
Man, I saw John Wick last night, and people talked that one up, and I was sitting through it, and I was bored. Like it was just so much. I felt Halle Berry was robbed with her like 20-minute scene in it.
A lot of dogs eating dick.
Yeah, a lot of dogs eating dick.
Micah would approve.
It's kind of like that RoboCop scene that somebody made where he was shooting all the dicks. Like this was the dog version of that. But I mean, it was a good movie. I mean, it's the third one in a series. You can only literally do so much with John Wick. I mean, it's just literally if you want to see people die and get shot and stabbed and all that, you're going to like the movie. But like,
I treated
bored.
this movie because I actually haven't seen any of the previous John Wick movies. So I went.
I didn't think you have to.
I didn't think so. So I was like, all right, I'm treating this. It felt like if Doom 2016 was made into a movie. That's how this felt.
Okay, yeah.
To me, I was like, okay, because I had a good time watching it. I was like, okay, I just watching people getting fucked up, and then there's just enough story to drive it forward. That's about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I was glad Keanu didn't talk a lot in the movie because that's one thing he's not good at is I think dialogue. He's a great person at doing stuff, but anything talking past the movie speed was probably like should be cut out in his life.
Unless it's Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah, and I'm waiting to see how far that gets into that production on that movie.
So,
I did watch Us, which I downloaded and watched it. I kind of felt bad that I didn't ever get to see this in the theater because I took it for granted that it wasn't going to be as great as it actually was.
It was a different kind of. I don't want to say it was a horror movie, but it was a very suspenseful thriller movie. I think, like there was just a lot of really, really cool stuff done in that movie. I thought
I caught on to it midway, like where she came from and verses and what was all going on. I mean, we can throw spoilers because this movie's been out for a while, from the theaters. But Micah or Shaun, have y'all even seen this movie yet?
I have. Nah, it looks good though.
Wait,
which movie are we talking about? That Bright Fire?
Us.
Oh yeah, I saw Us.
Dude, that movie...
you guys were talking about Brightburn, so I zoned out, so I didn't hear spoilers.
Oh, you're good. No, yeah. So we're on Us by now, and that movie is great. Like I'm looking forward to Ma when it comes out. Yeah. Like Jordan Peele's an excellent director. Like his style just blows my fucking mind.
Amen, dude.
Than anything we've seen. It's a little bit more cerebral in some way.
And I think different is what is needed in movies right now. We have so much of the same. All of these movies coming out, and every time he's only really put out 2 big movies, right? I mean, Get Out and this. But both of them have been huge contentious points about, like, it gets people talking and interested and excited about movies again. And as we'll talk about later with wrestling, I mean, this is something we need right now in the world. It's just new stuff. And he does it. He's amazing.
I genuinely wanted to go back and rewatch it immediately again so I could pick it apart. I was like I said, I caught on to everything that was going on, like mid into it. But I was like, fuck, I need to watch this again and really be able to break it down and figure out exactly, because I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like, I haven't had a movie that just says, you need to watch this again, like immediately, ever in probably the last 10 years or so.
Did you know that he is redoing Twilight Zone on the CBS Premium app?
I'm for that 100%.
I haven't seen any of it, but I would assume based off of the movies that he's done that it would be real good.
Go right on YouTube. They're on YouTube.
Nice. I mean, and thinking, back to even when he was doing the Key and Peele stuff, like I would have never imagined that he was this deep in verse as a director.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice fresh breath of air here to have something he's really able to cut his teeth into. So.
Oh yeah, I plan on seeing good old Godzilla.
I'm going up there. I'm going to IMAX on Friday with my brother-in-law.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm usually not into these whole monster movies, but like this one really has brought me back into it. Like, and they've really just shoved it down your throat to watch it because not a lot of people go to see these a lot. You get your fanboys that want to see it, but your everyday moviegoer, but your everyday moviegoer is going to be like, we're going to go see Godzilla.
There it is.
Oop, here they are.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Did you guys hear me get excited? I was
I
like,
did. That's why I was trying to get Sean to quiet down a little bit.
sorry, boys. There's my signature siren.
Yes. If you want to hear more of that siren, there's a lot of backlog you can do on Nerdy Thursday to hear it.
Don't tell them that. Now we're gonna get no new listeners. Great.
No, they have because like if you haven't told them exactly where the siren is in your show notes, they have to listen and find the pinpoint.
If you
like, there's.
If you go to nerdythursday.com and listen to every episode and pick out every siren in every episode with a timestamp and then send that to Sean Muldowney, I promise you he will send you a quarter.
Or
you get my entire chocolate factory and all of my Oompa Loompas. But seriously, you have like 94 sirens to look forward to. So have fun.
Your chocolate factory, your ass.
Well, are you the winner? I'm not going to reveal that to you.
No.
Yeah. Go ahead and win,
I'm
Brooks.
Is your glass elevator going up your ass?
Listen, are you going to win? Boys, stop looking for handouts and spoilers. Win the fucking contest.
That's a game. Who's going to get up there first?
There's no contest. Do not send me shit.
Oh, don't worry. We might.
Who's going to take that? Who's going to take that Tootsie Roll up that glass elevator?
Dude, there's always a dumbass.
I mean, there is a chocolate river in that chocolate factory.
Oh, well. Hey, either one of you two have anything you want to add to this water cooler segment that y'all been watching or playing or anything like that?
I'm pretty solid. I mean, at the moment, the only thing I've got to catch up on my One Punch Man. So, other than that.
Oh, can we talk about the casting for the new Batman real fast?
Sparkly Batman?
Sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding my breath on this one. Like, I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to say anything right now because everything that I've said, I said when they cast Heath Ledger as Joker. Like, the same exact stuff
fair.
I'm hearing about his casting is the same thing I heard about Heath Ledger. And same thing I said.
I did the same thing with Affleck.
Batfleck?
Yeah, whenever they cast Affleck, I was pissed off, but he did okay.
I feel like they only cast Robert Pattinson for the role because of his jawline, but he's got a little sissy mouth. Like, something about, like, picturing him with that mask on, I'm not sold yet. I mean, unless they can make it gritty and whatnot, and he's got to really impress me.
A really cool thing is that he would have been a good Terry McGinnis.
Mm-hmm. And put
Keaton as old Bruce.
As old Batman.
I would actually watch that.
That would be real good.
Yeah.
Only other thing I was going to hit real fast is they're already rebooting the Saw movies, and for some reason Chris Rock is producing those.
Not upset.
It's confusing, but it could be the same thing. We talked about Jordan Peele and the Key and Peele, being so comedic and everything else, and giving us what we got now. And you're like, well, I could have not put those two and two together.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah, but my problem with Chris Rock now is when I think of Chris Rock, all I think of is fucking Adam Sandler movies. So now I've got Adam Sandler like with a fucking jigsaw trap on, like, ha, guys, I can't get out.
I literally pictured in my mind Chris Rock literally fucking some Adam Sandler movies when you just said that. Like, there's a pile of VHS tapes, and he's just going to town on them.
He's made enough money off of them. He probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
true.
their paydays off of, what's the ones where they're all together and they go to the lake or whatever? The ones they just had come out?
I can't remember that one.
Hang on, I'm using the Lugal. I'm looking it up.
Was that a Hot Tub Time Machine reference?
It was indeed. Those movies are good. Grown Ups. So
Grown Ups.
They all made so much fucking money off of Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. It's ridiculous.
Haven't seen either one of them, but
to go back full circle, he would fuck those VHS tapes.
Probably.
You heard it here first.
We can guarantee you that Shaun hasn't probably ever watched them.
Grown-ups? I love the Grown-ups movies. Not gonna lie.
One of the movies you have watched? Oh, I'll be damned.
Dude, I love Grown-ups. Oh, look at this guy over here from Saskatchewan. You ladies heard of Saskatchewan, eh? I'm gonna get chocolatey wasted.
You got anything you want to add, Sean Muldowney?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, well, let's get over into it.
And now, what you came here for, the main topic.
Super Mario Brothers 2 is the game that we have picked for this episode. And if y'all don't know, this is literally, I consider it the bastard child of the Super Mario Brothers, but it's honestly my favorite of all of Super Mario Brothers on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
And this is where the Civil War starts.
Well, he's already got somebody on his side, so.
Man, so first of all, before we even get into this, I need to ask you one question. This is very important. Do you pronounce it the NES or NES?
Who?
Anybody.
NES.
All three of y'all. All right, so I hear people say NES.
Don't be weird, Sean.
And I can't... Those people that say just NES and SNES, those motherfuckers, I can't get into it. I'm like, when you grew up, nobody looked on the front of that console and said, that's a NES. It literally, on the box, Nintendo Entertainment System, there is a dot behind every letter. It's meant to be spelled out.
That's like the whole fucking argument with GIF and GIF. Like, it's GIF. If you say GIF, you're a fucking idiot.
True.
It is GIF. It's technically GIF. And I don't say GIF at all.
I stand by my previous statement.
It's
sure you do.
So I think the whole NES thing is part of that. I kind of think it's kind of stupid culture of saying out like LOL. You know, you hear people saying lol and stuff like that. I think it's part of that because
I can get with it, but I mean, people that are over the age of 25 that call it a NES, I'm like, quit trying to be hip. Be who you truly are.
Yeah, I mean, you don't hear people calling it a G-Cube. It's a G-Cube or a GameCube. G-Cube.
Did you just call it a G-Cube? Who the fuck are you?
No, I'm saying like
it's a Gamecast, bro. Gamecast.
You said NES once in your life, didn't you?
Yeah,
weirdo.
Right before I went down on myself, I'm like, here comes this NES.
Stinger.
Oh, sorry. So Super Mario Brothers 2, also known as Super Mario USA in Japan, is the second game of the Super Mario Brothers series. It's a 2D platforming game originally released by the Nintendo Entertainment System. In the years that follow, it's been ported to other systems, virtual consoles, Wii, Nintendo, 3DS, Wii U, all that other shit. But this game itself is better known in Japan as Doki Doki Panic. And so we're going to run into this a lot, but this game is not Super Mario Brothers. It is Doki Doki Panic, just reskinned. And the reason why America got this game is the original Super Mario Brothers 2, which is over in Japan, is too hard for Americans, according to people in America. So basically they went over to Japan, said, hey, you got to send us something easy for these stupid ass Americans. And first of all, we ain't dumb. We could have probably played it, but I've played it and it ain't easy. And this is nothing but a reskin version that threw in Mario, Luigi, Princess, and Toad as other players.
Can I throw down a smoke bomb real quick?
Yeah, throw it down.
Yeah, the Japanese version of Super Mario Brothers 2, you know, the real one, is pure fucking trash.
It's the devil.
It's fucking trash. And it's been like 30 fucking years. This is your Super Mario Brothers 2, boys. Stop calling it. Like, everybody that comes in, they do that little, you know, finger push of the invisible glasses up their nose. They're like, well, you do know this is Doki Doki Panic, right? And I'm like, no fucking shit.
Where
is there, other than like I think I read Mario All-Stars or something, is there anywhere to play their original?
They released it.
I mean, you can get a Famicom.
And they released it on the Nintendo Online for the Switch now too.
Okay, cool. But this game, growing up, this was, you know, the second series in the Super Mario Brothers installment. And so, like, my dad told me when I was a kid, like, you can't get another Nintendo game until you beat this game. And so, as a kid, when I first got Super Mario Bros. 2, it was hard. I didn't understand it because, you know, I didn't even read you got to read the whole title intro that basically tells you this is a dream. I didn't know it was a dream. I just thought it was another Mario game because it's got Mario, it's got Luigi, you know, it's got the people that you see. but it is a whole nother world.
Yeah, I picked this up when I was probably around like 3 or 4, and yeah, it was completely different. Because by the time I was like, 5 and 6, I was able to beat Super Mario Brothers on a regular basis, and just kept going run throughs on the harder difficulty. And this one was a little bit rougher.
It is. So I'm gonna read the story of Super Mario Brothers 2 straight out of the manual that came with the game. So one evening, Mario had a strange dream. He dreamt of a long, long stairway leading up to a door. As soon as the door opened, he was confronted with a world he had never seen before, spreading out as far as his eyes could see. When he strained to his ears to listen, he heard a faint voice saying, "Welcome to Subcon, the land of dreams. We have been cursed by Wart, and we're completely under his evil spell. We've been awaiting your arrival. Please defeat Wart and return to Subcon in its natural state. The curse Wart has put on you in the real world will have no effect upon you here. Remember, Wart hates vegetables. Please help us." At the same time this was heard, a bolt of lightning flashed before Mario's eyes. Stunned, Mario lost his footing and tumbled upside down. He awoke with a start to find himself sitting up in his bed to clear his head. Mario talked to Luigi, Toad, and Princess about the strange dream he had. They decided to go to a nearby mountain for a picnic. After arriving at the picnic area and looking at the scenery, they see a small cave nearby. When they entered this cave, to their great surprise, there's a stairway leading up, and up. It is exactly like the one Mario saw in his dream. They all walk together up the stairs to the top, find a door, just like the one in Mario's dream. When Mario and his friends in fear open the door, to their surprise, the world he saw in his dream spreads out before them. Now here's the thing. The whole fucking story they tell you in the manual makes no fucking sense compared to the game.
Whatever.
I mean, am I right? I mean...
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, there is a Wart.
And he does hate...
there's Wart. I mean, Wart's in it, and it's a dream. Yeah.
That motherfucker looks like fucking Bubble Bobble fucking dinosaurs.
Yo, don't you dare make fun of Bub and Bob. They're fucking sacred.
Bub and Bub look like Luchasaurus.
Y'all can get into that in the next segment on that one. So this game's got 7 worlds, basically 20 areas.
Never hit them all.
I believe in the warp zones in this game. You can play it. You can play all your 7, worlds, which is literally all 20 areas, all you want, but it's worthless.
Okay.
Grab you some magic potion. Go ahead.
Strike 1. Mario 1, 8 worlds. Mario 3, 8 worlds. Mario 2, 7 worlds. What the fuck?
We just told you. It's a dream.
Are you really that stressed about it?
I
never even knew that until this very moment. Like, I've never thought about that.
I want some goddamn continuity.
You don't like this game, do you, Micah?
No.
Each game has got to have the right to express itself individually.
True. Did you even play this game as a child, Micah?
Yeah, and so my child brain didn't understand why it wasn't like Mario 1. And then like having to go in and out of the doors to the upside down, and I'm like, the fuck is going on? Like, I'm looking for fucking, I'm used to Mario 1, like it made no sense. And of course, like my games, when I got games when I was little, they were all secondhand, so I didn't have instruction manuals, so I didn't know it was a fucking dream. I'm sitting here like, what the hell happened? Am I on acid? Did I get some of Sean's drugs?
Oh, you didn't sit through the little opening act where it's do.
Fuck no.
And it literally tells you it all.
No.
So you just like hit start, go.
My ADD can't handle that.
I mean, it opens up. You hit start. You can pick from 4 players. You got Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess Toadstool. When you pick this game, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll pick Luigi all day long. It's like playing with God mode half the time, except for he can't just stay still. What you damning about?
I can't stand Luigi, dog. He's my least favorite character in the fucking
That's
game.
another one of my problems is every character's got different attributes, and like there's some levels,
the best part.
But there are some levels that are impassable if you choose the wrong fucking character.
No.
Then get good and choose the right one.
Yeah,
but
get good.
I'm saying, like, if you die, like when you die, until you go to use a continue, you don't go back to character select. So like, you're just fucked if you choose the wrong person.
Yeah.
That is one small fault this game does have. You know, if you do die, you can't pick back. But that's where it comes up with it has save states in it. Like there's checkpoints that you don't know about. If you enter a door and die, you go back into that area.
I don't think there's a single level in this game that you can't
There
pass.
isn't.
Just picking
There
whoever.
isn't. Some are just easier.
Yeah, there's shortcuts that you can take if you pick the right character.
Well, and
like Princess Peach definitely opens up a bunch of
Princess Peach
shortcuts.
opens up a
And
few.
I didn't know
Luigi can open up a few too because he's got that high jump.
that little mini jump where you hold down and then they start glowing
Yep.
and they jump higher. Didn't have a fucking clue about that shit because that's not a fucking Mario move.
It should be.
Yeah, but this game opened up for all the other Marios. Like they took bits and pieces off of this, like with your Shy Guys and all your other characters. This is where they originated from.
When do you see another fucking radish eating frog in another Mario?
Well, I said some,
Never,
not
'cause they kill
everybody.
him.
He's legit the only boss they ever really kill.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
And all right. What do you think about the most common boss you see all throughout the game, Birdo?
that little fucking thing that you jump on the eggs and fucking throw at it and then crawl through a bird's
Yep.
mouth. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
It's the most confusing thing. So
Listen, it's
You know what?
transitioning.
no, it's
Getting rid of its
transgender.
egg.
It's transgender is
Yeah,
what
it's
it
getting
is.
rid of its eggs.
Yeah. It's a boy that thinks it's a girl. Like, it blows my mind that they put this so, like, who thought this up back then? They're like, we're going to make this
Japanese.
character. It's a boy. Yeah, I guess. Was this their.
Yeah,
Super
they're-
progressive.
They're progressive.
but
Yeah,
over there.
it's.
If the bird's mouth is your gate to the next world, then why does the bird mouth start moving in like World 7?
Because
Because it's a dream, and dreams get harder.
yep.
That's it. Okay, so that's real quick. That's like my big problem with all the Mario games is that they start out so fucking fun. Like the first couple of worlds are always a blast, and then by the end of the game, it's just like, I guess I just have to finish this game. And
This game. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, about the point where the bird starts, like, you get to the bird's mouth at the end and it starts attacking you and you have to kill it, is about the point where I'm just like, ugh, this is.
But you don't kill
That's
it.
about the point where I'm like, this is kind of a drag.
You don't kill it. You still go through its mouth.
Whether it's attached to the wall or not.
Yeah.
Well, he's got tired of you coming in his mouth a little ball after a while. So by this time, he's a little pissed off.
The one thing I did like, and I picked it up because I was getting frustrated, is like the speed runs where you can like pick up an enemy and run faster if you're holding an enemy above your head. Like,
Toad's the best with that.
yeah,
Toad.
that was something that I actually enjoyed. I still don't see how people beat this game in like 8 fucking minutes, but whatever.
I can do it right at around 16 minutes, but I got to have the right runs on it. But it's literally with Luigi the whole time because he gets you to points that you can't get to with any other player.
I actually do Peach through most of it, and then other parts I'll switch up to Toad, especially if I'm thinking, all right, this boss battle sucks. I need Toad to be able to pick up stuff and hurl it real quick. And then Luigi I mostly use on like the ice level because
Ooh, I fucking
that
love
that
ice
is
level.
probably like
It-
I hit that one relatively recently again just to kind of see if I could still do it. And it's like the one with all the Bezos flying in at you, and it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, duck, slide, jump, slide. It's like so much fun.
I love that section. And how often do you hear somebody say that?
An
about
ice level, yeah, not
an
very
ice-
often.
Oh, no. The one part about the ice level that I don't care for, though, is the auto bombs where the Shy Guys look like they're riding on movie cameras, though, that shoot out fireballs.
Dude, I made a note to mention those guys because I always thought that they were movie cameras.
Oh, I did too until I
Yeah.
literally looked at the Wikipedia today. I was like, you mean to tell me this is a bomb that shoots out fire? That's a movie camera. I was like, damn, I did not know that Shy Guy was a director.
I am so glad I'm not the only one that
No.
thought that.
Trying to get to the warp in the ice level pissed me off so bad.
Yeah,
It's a weird jump. Oh, you talking about the warp to warp ahead or the rocket to go up to the next level?
No, trying to warp ahead.
Yep.
Just that's why you can. Peach is really good for it. Or you can literally, if you back and go slow, you can jump on the whale's actual tail.
It's always great to jump on the whale tail.
Yeah, it makes no sense how you can
15 years ago.
You can ride on the top of the whale's like water spout, but if you touch it, it's deadly.
Yeah, if you touch it on the sides, if it's already up, yeah, it hurts you.
Yeah,
those whales, you could just walk across the whale, couldn't you?
You can, but if you need to get up,
when you hit when they do their water spout, they if you try to walk into it,
I misunderstood.
It'll hurt you.
Yeah.
So,
but I just know about those flurries, man. Those little fuckers can slide on that ice. Like if you try to go through like a door to like get you some coins in the subcontinent little area, and when you're in there and you throw down your magic potion, go through the door, get your coins, and as soon as you spawn back, those little motherfuckers like knew where you were the whole time.
For you, and they're booking right for you.
Yep. They may be like the cutest Super Mario enemy ever. I would vote for that.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, what's cuter than a flurry?
Well, I mean, Shy Guy is right there close to him.
No way.
I have an answer. I have an answer for that.
That's a freaking rapist.
Yeah, but I want to know what they're like underneath that mask, really.
You know what's cuter than a flurry?
What?
Ryan Demarest.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I just thought it was funny that he said Ryan Demarest.
What's up, Experience Rand?
Love you,
You
Ryan.
have to explain this one. Michael, what brought you into thinking that Ryan's cuter than a flurry?
Because I've had to pick him up and carry him, and I saw him naked almost.
Man, I'm trying to picture him naked, but I don't think it's cuter than a flurry.
I don't want to picture him naked, really.
Y'all missed that prom first year of prom or second year of prom whenever Ryan had his Bridge in the Gap scene.
I thought you were going to talk about where you just ran around picking up half naked people.
Yeah, there's probably.
I don't need to do that no more.
No, I'll admit. No, hold on, Sean. I'll say probably Pokey, the cactus, is probably just as cute as the flurry.
Nuh-uh.
He's got the smiley face. He's coming. He wants to talk to you and hang out. He's literally follows you around like you're his best friend.
Yeah. Okay. So Pokey reminds me of a cat, right? Whereas like Flurry reminds me of a dog, and I'm not a cat person.
How many cats do you see that are green and can stand up in 4 little seconds?
Okay, here's the thing. Pokey doesn't need you. It don't need no man. It's like a strong, independent woman, which is also like a cat.
Is all this stuff in a box to the left?
Yeah. Whereas the Flurry is just always trying to chase you and get your attention because it's like a dog, and I love dogs.
We know that the cutest enemy is the tweeter.
You know,
that's the little bird thing with the mask that hops around.
Oh.
I don't even know any of these enemies you're talking about because they never show up again.
Shy Guy does show up again.
Okay,
it's a dream, Micah.
It's a dream.
One.
Did you say when? I can tell you when. Any Mario Kart game ever.
I said one.
Bob-omb shows way back up again.
Bob-omb was in the other ones.
Started off Mario Brothers 2 though.
Yeah, Bob-omb, Birdo.
Yeah, this is Super Mario Brothers Inception.
Panzer
in this game.
The ostrich, but in the extended Mario Brothers universe.
Pokey shows up again.
Donkey Kong Country.
Super Mario World.
So you know where I think they come up with this whole fucking thing is like these fucking Japanese creators are watching fucking Dallas and they're like, oh, a dream. Let's do that.
Listen, I'm still butthurt about who shot JR, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't bring that up.
So, Micah, did you even warp the first time, or did you actually play it through all 7 worlds?
No, I was playing through the whole goddamn fucking thing.
Why, did you not know about warps at first, or did you just literally play?
I didn't know the fucking warps were there because you got to throw down the stupid fucking thing and go through the door to even fucking make it work.
Magic potion.
Yeah. Like, you got to go into the upside down to even be able to use the warp.
To be fair, though, like in Super Mario Brothers 3, or even in 1, in fact, it's never obvious.
No, I'm not saying
I'm
not saying it's obvious. Like, I was hitting all the blocks and looking for the shit, but like to have to pick up the potion and then go on like the ice level to go to the other side of the fucking map and then throw the potion in the right spot and go down the correct tube. Like, that feels a little convoluted to me. Like,
it sounds about as convoluted as squatting on a white block for 6 seconds.
and then having to run all the way to the end. And you have to be running.
Yeah, but
Mario's freaking convoluted.
I knew that was coming because I watched The Wizard, so I was good.
That movie does not hold up to me.
I mean,
I haven't seen it in years.
We can just do an episode about it and talk about it, but I still like it.
Maybe in the future we'll talk about it. Yeah, because I've got some good history to it. Your upside down though is actually called the subspace.
Yeah,
that's why it's called the subspace emissary in Smash Brothers. BT Dubs.
Yeah. The good thing about this game, though, is it's different. I mean, but I feel like I'm playing an Arabic Nights the whole time because I feel like everything's Egyptian based.
Has everybody beaten this game in this chat?
I beat it again this morning.
Micah?
Yes.
You beat it?
Yeah. Once I looked up the warps, I was good.
Nice. Okay. I was just curious.
If it wasn't for those warps, I would have gave up.
Yeah, because I think it's World 1-3 is where you take the potion to the end of the map, and then it's when you transfer to World 4. And then after that, World 4 is your ice world, and that's where you go underneath the little ice blocks over the whales. And like that's 4-2, and that gets you to World 6. Then you got to trek through that to get to World 7.
Isn't it World 2 that you have the warp? Because you can go like underneath the quicksand to the left.
That's in World 6 where you can skip the whole map by literally just going straight underneath and hopping back. Yeah.
Dude, this game is full of little secrets. I freaking love it.
I actually completely forgot about that until you mentioned it, Sean. I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember doing that."
I mean, Mike had talking about like the magic potion and the subspace emissary. Like that's a whole section of this game that's completely different than any other Mario. So you don't walk around trying to get mushrooms. I mean, you can kill certain enemies and get a heart that floats up from the bottom of the screen, or a star can come up and you can become invincible. And the game keeps track of how many people you kill. So
it keeps track of.
Yeah, to get the star, you got to get 5 cherries.
5 cherries.
You have to get the stopwatch. It's like, is it 3 large vegetables? I think it is, or it's like 4.
I want to say it's 5 turnips. Yeah. After 5 turnips, you get it.
Yeah. Which is interesting because there's like a lot of little things that are worked into this. But talking about life, you've got the ability to gain an extra life. You always start with 2 hearts in a level, but you have the opportunity to grow that by another 2 by the end of the level by finding these magic potions. And sometimes, like you guys said, you could either, you could use it to try to find a mushroom in the subspace, which will give you an extra heart, or use that to find a warp pipe to go to a later level. And sometimes you can do both. But something that we didn't mention is my main character playing this game is always Toad because he can pull stuff from the ground quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know why? Do you guys know why I like to do that? Because in subspace emissary or subspace, you only got a certain amount of time, and if you toss that magic potion down on the ground and you create that door by a bunch of plants that are planted, when you go into that world, you pull them up real quick. You get like 8 tokens that you can play in the slot machine at the end of the level, which is my favorite part of the freaking game.
Even though it's rigged. It's all rigged. I swear it is.
It's not rigged. I win that shit all the time.
How many times do you hit 5 lives?
300 million. Prove me wrong.
Okay, I will. I want to see some recorded gameplay on that one. The thing is, like, the cherries play a part when you get to your bonus chance.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what you get. As long as you get a cherry, you're going to get a life.
Yeah, that's your wild. 2
cherries, you get 2 more lives. And if you get all 3, you get 5, but good luck.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get 3 stars, you're going to get a life. You get 3 of anything, you're going to get a life too.
Yeah. I don't know why, but as a kid, I was like super addicted to gambling or something because I was like, man, I want as many coins as I want or as I can get because I want to just gamble for lives at the end of this round.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're doing something that's honestly, I guess we thought was illegal because you had to be old to gamble. Like, we get to gamble on a video game and we're like 8 years old, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Yeah.
For sure.
Americans get to gamble?
It was at that moment that somebody back in like 1992 was like, we're going to put loot boxes in every game.
True.
Genius. True. 10 out of 10. Would buy another one.
Yeah. Sounds about right. So who's your guys' like favorite or most annoying boss of this game?
All of them.
Claw grip I think is probably the hardest one to get.
When I was a kid, when I was young, Mouser was, I couldn't wrap my head around how to grab those bombs and throw them back to him.
Your initial instinct with that is like, get away from the bomb. But
exactly. They're all flashing. They're going to blow up because if you go through, I think it's what the first 1-1 when you first introduced to bombs to get that shortcut to get to Birdo, you don't know the timing exactly right without counting and throwing them down that little ladder way.
And then, with Mouser, they're already flashing when he throws them. It's like, those are going to blow up quick.
I'll say probably my least favorite boss was Triclide, learning how to stack up the little mushroom-looking pieces that he can't get past to throw them hard enough to him, because that dude's smart. I mean, his direction on throwing those little series of fireballs at you is pretty good.
Did you watch the speed run of this game?
No, I have not.
Dude, the guy plays Luigi and just melts that Triclide. Just melts him because he can just like jump up in his face and just drop on his head.
That's wild.
I never once thought about that until I watched the speedrun. I was like, holy shit, that guy got annihilated.
I took the Trump approach.
Yeah, I learned how to build a wall on Birdo when you get a hold of, is it the green one that shoots nothing but fireballs?
It's the blue and the gray one.
It's the green and gray.
So I had to learn about building a wall, and I was like, oh, so this actually works for you.
Yeah.
But like trying to get past those fireballs, like your timing has to be dead on with him to get past him.
But yeah, that claw grip was the most annoying one because you didn't have blocks. You had to catch the rocks that it threw. And those were...
Yeah, and you could actually throw him 5 times to kill that dude.
Pain in the ass.
Well, sure, they're all a pain in the ass to Micah.
Amen. I don't know, man. It could have been the frustration of not knowing about the warps, but it's not my Mario. Not my Mario.
One of the biggest things that made me sweat in this game was having to grab the keys and trying to get away from Fanto.
Oh, I hated that.
Dude, that's probably like the scariest moment of my childhood.
That was always rough. It's like, oh, great. Where's that? Because it does. When I first did it, got the key and got up out of the jar, and it's like, all right, sweet, I'm free. And then all of a sudden, here it comes off from the top of the screen. I'm like, what the hell? And it just started dive bombing you, and it's like, it came with me.
I mean, he is the key master, essentially.
So I remember as a kid, like standing on the key and having to psych myself up before grabbing that key. It's like, all right, you ready? You ready? All right, go, 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 go.
I have a question about, you were talking about pulling the, like the 3 radishes and getting the harder to start and time clock stop and all that bullshit. Like, was that in the manual? Like this equals this, or is that just a learn thing?
They give you hints, but they don't tell you how many.
I just kind of figured that kind of stuff you can just kind of figure out as you play.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, over time, obviously, we're talking about being children, and we had more than a week to play this game.
I was devastated when I was a kid when my dad said, "Hey, you can't get Super Mario Brothers 3 until you beat this game." And as a kid, it was mega challenging because you only have 2 continues. Yeah. I mean, you can get all the lives you want, but sometimes you might go through the entry of a game and die like 500 or 600 times.
See, my parents didn't let me buy a whole lot of games because I had this notorious habit of beating them within like the first couple days.
Your parents or the games?
No.
God damn it, Mom! Give me another game.
My dad is actually still to this day bigger than me. And I'm not exactly a small fellow, so no.
You're not a small guy.
No,
you're not a small fry.
Yeah, he was, and he kind of looked like Sergeant Slaughter a little bit. But yeah,
I will say I probably died more as a kid trying to get on top of the Pidgeot on the magic carpet than anything else, which you couldn't even told me that that's a pigeon on a carpet to save my life.
No. Looks like an owl.
He's an unexplainable animal, just like half of the shit in this fucking thing. Just like the
crazy.
ninjas, the little ninja star black dudes that jump around.
It's cause it's a dream.
Oh, you're finally in on that, Micah, that it's actually a dream?
See, that's been our rationale this whole time. So you died to that. You know what I died to most? It was later in the game, but it's something we haven't brought up, was the fact that this game is super unique in the Super Mario Brothers game in that it has vertical levels.
Oh, yeah. Your entry scene is you falling down to get to that first level.
Exactly. You know immediately this is a different kind of game. And then it gets to different platforming parts where you're climbing up screens and doing platforming going up. And I died a lot later in the game when you don't have many. You have to make some pretty tight jumps. And obviously, if you miss, you fall off the screen and you die.
You talked about climbing, and that's probably one of the things that pisses me off is like the hitbox for trying to get on a chain or a vine. Or even a ladder, if you're a little bit left or a little bit right, you're falling down every time. You got to be dead fucking center.
For those, the vines are surprisingly forgiving. for everything else being super punishing.
Chains not as forgiving.
I did like on the vertical levels. I did like how, as you're going up, the screen wraps. So if you jump from the right side and come out on the left side of the screen,
and see, that reminds me. Dynamic. That reminds me of Super Mario Brothers arcade type of stuff, like being able to move left and right like that.
That's actually something that they carried across. Shaun, you mentioned earlier a lot of stuff that they took from this game and moved on. That's something that they carried on right into Super Mario Brothers 3. You know, you have those levels that, it's underground and it's got the pipes and you're climbing vertically and you could actually screen wrap from side to side. And I think that's something that was directly taken from this.
Oh, yeah. Especially, what are the dudes that go around and wrap around everything real fast? I can't think of the names.
Those little
glowing
little fireball things.
Yeah, the sparks. Those would make me sweat so bad because some of them are fast, some of them are slow. And as soon as you move a mushroom, they're coming down with you. Like, if you're not like jumping down to where they're completely off screen and it can't follow you.
Yeah, and there's always a sniffet too. The guys that shoot the balls out of their face. Those bullets hit you even after they bounce off a wall. Like it still hurt you.
That's like Birdo's eggs. They fall off a wall and you're getting hit. And you're like, "Come on, motherfucker! This is supposed to be dormant."
I dodged that.
I think we've covered a lot. Anything that we've missed, Micah, on this whole on covering this game?
It's a fucking dream.
Other than talking about Wart, the final boss, which is not Bowser, which threw a lot of people for a.
A lot of this stuff got used in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, so
that is true.
Which
that's like cross promotion the whole time too.
But
I wish that they adopted this style. This is going to be super unpopular, but I wish they adopted this style for every single Mario game going forward. That was 2D. I think that the traditional Mario 2D style is trash.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This is the fourth best selling NES game of all time. I mean, of course, you've got Mario 1, Mario 3, and Duck Hunt in front of that. I mean, the numbers aren't even close compared to those three, but this is still number 4. That's better than Legend of Zelda and a lot of other games.
Yeah, but aren't those numbers skewed because Mario 1 and Duck Hunt were included in the NES, like when you bought the console?
I can't hold for that, but like there's still like a separate, like I know the numbers are still not even close between Mario 1 and Duck Hunt. They're still two separate, totally different numbers.
What other game was included with the NES? I know one of them, the track and field.
I mean, overseas you had all kinds of variants. In the PL, you got the Ninja Turtles edition that came with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all kinds of shit.
Fuck that game.
Oh, you're just talking about the water scene.
That's
which is mad easy.
Once you learn it.
If I'm talking about the hardest games of all time, Cuphead, fucking Ninja Turtles on the NES, and fucking Battletoads.
You heard that? He almost said NES.
Yeah, I almost did.
Oh yeah, he
I will agree with Battletoads.
We heard you slipping. Contra's up there.
Yeah, but
I think if you spend like 3 minutes watching a video, Ninja Turtles is never even close to like your top 50 hardest games.
Nah, because you can run through Ninja Turtles fast. I mean, the underwater doing the bombs does suck, as long as you know the placement of where they at and having enough turtles and backup to kill off real fast.
The Contra's big thing is your limited amount of lives, though. So, like, if you use the Konami code, then you're kosher. The fucking Battletoads scene with the little hover thing and going over those fucking stones.
I did that recently
on the little hoverboard.
The turbo tunnel.
Turbo tunnel?
Fuck that too.
That's hard. I can't actually get through the entire thing without hitting the warp now. For some reason, I'm trained to hit that. Yeah.
Oh, the level warp.
That's one game that'll literally just make me walk up and turn it off sometimes.
That was one of the other games that I owned, was Battletoads, and to this day, legit have not ever beat it.
Well, let's make a thing to actually beat that game.
I have it around, so
have fun with that, boys.
You can't. That's your challenge. You can't come back on the show until you beat it.
I've done it once.
All right, Brooks. Nice
I've
knowing
been on
you.
it once. I'm going to check it off my bucket list now.
We'll see you in 5 years when Shaun finishes Cuphead as well.
2025. We'll see you if we're still around by then. Oh yeah. So I guess let's finish up on this. Micah, if you were to keep this game in your collection, where would you place this? And Brooks and Shaun, do y'all know about how we put this up? So basically, you can either we're gonna have a shelf, top shelf, middle shelf, bottom shelf, and if it's even closer to you on that, we'll put it in a glass case. So Micah, where is this going in your collection?
To no surprise to anyone listening to this or anyone recording this right now, it's going underneath the fucking shelf. Like, pick the fucking baseboard up, slide that bitch under there like you're hiding a fucking Playboy, and put the shelf back down.
So basically, if you had a trash compactor, you're just gonna throw it in there. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm cool with never playing this game again.
This game is an all-time top shelfer for me. It can't go in the glass case. That's I'm gonna have to limit that, for literally some high-enders. But this game has such a close part in my heart that it'll always be a true top shelf. Like, I'm not scared to pick this game up and be like, man, I want to play Super Mario Brothers 2 today. I'll pick it over Super Mario Brothers 1 even. 3, I can't say, I'm not going to compare it against 3. It's in a whole nother world, but like as a sequel game, I like it better than the first one.
What about you, Brooks?
So for this one, it's, I would say it's probably middle shelf for me. I mean, my tastes for games are a little bit weird sometimes. So I like the game, but it's not really a top tier for me. I enjoy it, but there's just a list of games that I enjoy a lot more. So
it's totally understandable.
Mario 3, is like up there. I'm partial to Legend of Zelda 2. Because of how different it is sometimes. I mean, it's like kind of takes the Super Mario 2 level of different. Metroid and Castlevania, I'm big into those as well. So, I mean, those kind of step up a little bit further for me.
I will tell you one thing, y'all. All three of y'all will probably yell at me. I have never beat any Zelda game ever.
I won't yell at you.
I won't yell at you for that. I've beaten like 4 of them.
Beaten all of them, but I don't yell at people for not beating games. I mean, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, it never was. I didn't even get into like an RPG until PS1 era.
Now that's crazy.
Shamo Downey, what about you? What shelf?
Mike is like, fuck this.
I want to talk about fucking wrestling.
This is going top shelf. It's not going in a glass case because, let's be honest, boys, this game's a dime a dozen. You can find this pretty much anywhere for like $15. It's not a big deal. So it's not going glass case. I like this, as I said earlier, better than any NES Mario game. I think it's superior to both games by a long shot. And it's the only one that, like, if I were to just have nothing to do and like, honestly, it's the only Mario game that if you guys asked me if I wanted to come on and talk about it, I'd come in and talk about it. So I think for those reasons, it would be top shelf for me.
That's awesome, dude.
Spoilers. They invited me on to talk about it.
Oh yeah. And
hey guys,
I'm actually giving away a copy of this at the end of this episode. So that's actually pretty. I mean, I'm not much to give away a video game. But it's a secondary copy. I got it during free video game day, so why not give away something I already have?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the gold. I want to talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is From the Top Rope with Micah.
Motherfucking AEW, boys. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, fucking 10-year-old me, like, first time watching wrestling, like, I marked out so fucking hard for that pay-per-view last night.
Yes. It was,
so good.
In terms of like, yeah, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. This was not a WWE level of production, at all. But where I think this shined is that it produced a solid card. You can see where they can improve on, and you can see the potential is there. There is a ton of potential for this. And that's kind of what sold me on this a lot last night. Is like, solid card from top to bottom. I enjoyed every match that I watched. Even some of the ones that you guys, didn't like. I'm seeing stuff. I was like, okay, this is different. It's given us, other flavors of wrestling. And, I spent the money to watch it, and I felt like I got my money's worth. So, what's your guys' thoughts on it?
So I want to go down the card, like, and just hit on the matches, before I jump into the shitstorm that is WWE and what little bit I want to talk about there. But like, just I love how they took like the pre-show that WWE has, and like they've built on that gimmick. Like, and somebody said that I didn't watch All In when they had that show. So is the Battle Royal for AEW, is that like a standard pre-show thing?
They did, yeah. This style of it was new. For the first one they did the over the budget Battle Royal, and that was just everybody in at the same time. This one they staggered it out a little bit, and also had
was there like was there ramifications from the over the budget one though?
No. Just actually,
just to have a winner.
There was. Didn't someone get a shot at Jay Lethal's Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship? Didn't they?
Possibly. Oh yes. So yes on that. But going into this, there was no prize for the Casino Battle Royal. There wasn't the prize of getting a future AEW World Championship match. Didn't even get announced until the whole Pac debacle happened, where the whole Pac and Hangman Page match got canceled.
See, I actually like that though. That was a pretty good audible for them. At
I think
least.
It was too.
I like that stipulation. But
yeah, I think it changed a lot of things. Obviously, it changed a lot of things because Page wasn't going to be in the Battle Royal, so he obviously wouldn't have won. Spoilers. But it definitely shows the direction that they were going to be going with Adam Page probably taking the win over Pac. So,
and like to hit on your point, Brooks, like you could tell like the production wasn't there because some of the camera cuts they were cutting too soon, and like they weren't on focused on the right thing, so there would be like this spot that's happening over here, but they're watching something else.
Yeah, they also got the entrances, like they had the camera on the wrong entrance from a lot too when people came in.
This was something that they definitely got better with as the night went on. Keeping in mind this is like their first show, it wasn't that bad for you can make excuses all day. It's not that bad for the first match, you know.
Yeah, All In was, it was run by Cody Rhodes, but it was Ring of Honor's production. Yeah.
It was Ring of Honor. Exactly. So this is a whole new production that went into this. So this was like pretty much their first match, unless they were doing stuff on the indies and filming little things or whatever. But as the night went on, it smoothed out. In terms of the entrances, I really like that they had two, because in my mind, thinking that both people are just sitting backstage in the same gorilla position, it's kind of annoying. Seeing two different entrances, and that's something that really clicked for me. I'm like, oh man, so one team's pretty much going to come from this entrance, and another team's going to come from this one. So it kind of divided the fact that they were coming from different rooms to come fight each other. It was something small, subtle, but I thought it had a pretty big impact.
I thought that was actually like a callback to like some of the Impact. Like Impact used to have the babyface tunnel and the heel tunnel.
And they were on opposite sides of the arena sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. But like the camera cuts, like I hated that they missed like homeboy getting a fucking cigarette stapled to his forehead, and the camera misses it completely.
Yep.
Yep. It was crazy because it shows him like this long scene of him just lighting the cigarette, cuts away, and then like 25 seconds later it comes back to him just being like, ah, and he's got it's stapled to his fucking forehead. It was ridiculous. I'm never gonna forget that moment.
There's that, and quite possibly one of the greatest gimmick I think I've ever seen, Luchasaurus.
Oh, dude, that dude was amazing.
Man, y'all like this guy way more than I do.
I like it because I'm in the business, so I mean, there's a whole level of it. It's like just like hilarity to it.
Does it come off as like super like meta commentary?
It does.
On, like,
it does in its own way, because he does nothing, lucha at all.
Oh yeah, I mean he's got a mask on, and that's really about it. Speaking of commentary, I was glad to hear Jim Ross, man, when I heard that voice.
That brought me back. I was like,
I'm going to be that guy. I think my biggest gripe about this was, and I understand it's been a while, but like, man, he was
lot
off. Of fuck-ups.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. There was part when they had the announcer shots, and you could tell he's trying to read either what he has in his hand or the cue card that's off screen, and he clearly can't.
Yeah, exactly. You remember that one where he's like, I'm sorry, I don't even know where we're at right now. I was like, what? But there was a lot of, on the flip side of that, there was a lot of miscues and like commentary fuck-ups and blunders or whatever that I actually excused to the point that I know that these guys are trying to go for more of a sports-oriented thing. And if you listen to like UFC, like they're not always on. They make little blunders and stuff like that. So after I was kind of butthurt on JR for a few, and I thought about that and I was like, well, no, that's not that bad. And I had another similar thing with pretty much every tag match of the night. I had a gripe with it, but then in my head, I'm like, well, what if they're going for this?
Now
and then I was like, oh, well, that makes it okay. I'm not that upset.
Which is what they're trying to do. I mean, the way that Cody's trying to make AEW, wins matter. So he's expecting people to keep track of wins and losses.
Yeah.
And, granting, title shots based off of that and whatnot.
Yeah, I like how they're changing the rules that like they hit on that on the tag team stuff about the 10-second like count instead of the 5-second count.
That was really cool, and I liked how JR sold that too.
But they never took it. They never enforced it. That's what I was just saying. The tag matches, I had a problem with every one of them because every one of them turned into a damn tornado tag match. Every one of them.
Later in the card, the one that was really bad about it, and I think it was just due to the fact that this ref was kind of young, was the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta and Helico and Jack Evans. That one, that ref was really young in that. And, you know, Chuck Taylor's been around for a while. So is Trent Beretta. You know, those guys, I could see that be intimidating for that ref.
But if you're going
to,
I'm thinking if you're going to make a big deal out of saying you've got 10 seconds, not like literally starting with the SoCal Uncensored and Strong Hearts match, by the end of it, just nobody was tagging, no one was in a corner. So like, that's where I got butthurt. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then, like I just said, I figured out a way. I'm like, you know what? No, it'd be cool. It'd be cool if it was a tornado tag match all the time. But in order to change the legal man, you had to do a regular tag.
One of the announcers actually mentioned that. Like, I feel like, or maybe I was listening to the Fightful recap, and somebody mentioned that. Like, wouldn't it be cool if everything was just tornado tag?
For real. I think that would be a cool concept if it was a tornado tag, but in that tornado tag, there's only one legal man from every team. And to change the legal man, you had to tag out like normal. Like you could get a really crazy, interesting match out of that. If that happens in the next couple of months, I'm fucking suing someone.
Yeah, but can you imagine like how hectic that would be trying to keep up with who the legal man is?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep track of that from a wrestler's perspective, and I'm like, oh, that's hard enough in a regular tag match. Let me tell you.
Yep. Half of the night in these matches, I didn't know who the legal man was. Like someone would go to get tagged, and I'm like, that's the legal guy? What? Thought it was Pentagon.
I can almost guarantee you that they lost it. They lost track of it about halfway through themselves. So.
That's one of the things I'm really looking forward to with this is like once they get on TV, like learning some of those people. And like, I feel like that'll like the repetitions of the show and everything is just going to continue to make it better, obviously. But like, and even for the announcers, because the announcers, like they don't know everybody. They may have never called a match.
And that was one of the things I did like about JR, because being there last night is that he, you know, clearly didn't know a lot of these people, but he was enjoying himself throughout the night. And that came through in his broadcast and in the way he called those matches. Because he let the two other guys, Excalibur and I can't remember the other dude's name, but he let them kind of take a lot of lead on the commentary. And when he came through, it was a lot more of a, you know, it was analytical from his point of view, but he's like, you can tell he's enjoying himself.
Mm-hmm. And he's only going to get better as it goes on too.
Oh yeah. And as soon as he learns these people, learns who these people are, it's going to get better because that's the way JR works.
Interesting note. There's only 3 singles matches on this entire card.
Yep.
And like going through this, you know, watching the show, if you're to be watching a WWE match and you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 tag team ish. I mean, mixing up the amount of people and, you know, a multi-man match in the Battle Royal and only 3 singles matches, people would be like, what the heck? This is so boring. This was exciting the entire night through.
The pacing of the show was really well done.
No, I mean,
there's a lot of people that I didn't even know, and I follow a lot of the stuff, like especially in the Japanese 6-woman tag match. Like I didn't know literally like anyone in there besides maybe Aja Kong.
I knew Aja Kong, and that's about it. But I enjoyed it. Like, you know, I understand a little bit more of the Japanese style, and they had a really good point on a lot of that match. No, they were
killer.
I mean,
they were so good. I got a small crush on Yuka Sakazaki.
She kind of like whiffed it a little bit on one of the counts, but when she tried to break one up, but other than that, they were all pretty spot on. And the one thing I do like, and again, this is probably my, you know, the wrestler coming out in me. It's like when they had someone going for the pin, the other two were trying to block off. Like you see them in the other corner trying to hold back the other ones. Yeah.
And that goes back to the point that I just made. I'm like, why are they in there? But if you're going to do it by those rules, that makes so much fucking sense. It's so good.
Like, I want to know how many of the talent that was on the card is actually signed with AEW versus just brought in for like the one-offs because it's a pay-per-view. Because I know like Pentagon and Phoenix, like they're not officially signed. And like, I'm assuming a lot of these people are just there for the show because like, surely they're going to have like their own tag team championships and they're not going to run with those other the belts that they had. Surely they're going to have, you know, of course they've got their heavyweight championship now that they showed it off, but like surely they're going to have their own belts versus using other promotion stuff to promote themselves.
I'm under the impression that Lucha Brothers are signed. They're just allowed to compete for other companies right now before anything gets off the ground.
Well, I know there was a report that came out that said that they were supposed to be on a Lucha show and they can't now.
And it got canceled. Yeah.
But I thought they were signed with them and were being loaned to AEW.
I think it's actually kind of the other way around.
Yeah. I think they're AEW and they're allowed to go to other shows in the meantime.
Because that was one of their big beefs with Lucha Underground. Because they were able to go around a little bit with Drago, and that was but then that they started cutting back on a lot of that stuff, and that's why Lucha Underground lost a lot of their wrestlers.
Do you think? I was gonna say, do you think that a lot of the other networks like WWE and Impact and all these places are going to change a lot of contracts where you can't bounce around to all these other?
I think Impact
like
might,
AEW and all that.
WWE, they've already got
yeah, they already don't allow it.
They do in some instances, like if they have a
companies they partner with, like Evolve.
Like, I think Roderick Strong is supposed to be doing a show with them soon. So
yeah, a lot of the Undisputed Era have been doing that. I know Adam Cole.
Fun fact: Adam Cole is that's his girlfriend was that Dr. Britt Baker.
So Sean, I don't think that a lot of companies are going to restructure their deals like that, just because a lot of the companies that allow that to happen are beneath AEW anyways. So any sort of mixed exposure is good exposure to them, I would imagine. But I know that after last night, nobody's getting out of their WWE
That's
contracts.
Probably going to happen.
How threatened do you think WWE and like
main roster
they feel
WWE?
over this now?
Not at all. NXT,
they're not worried. No.
That one may be just a little bit. I mean, you might have some people not wanting to sign contracts after their time's up in NXT if they think that they're going to get pull up the main roster.
And I feel like AEW style is more NXT, like it feels more like an NXT show than it did like a Raw or SmackDown show.
I think WWE and themselves are less worried about AEW, and that's from a competitive standpoint. But I think what they should worry about are the people that are on their main roster that aren't being used. And like we're seeing it for the last couple of months, everybody wants out of their fucking contract because they're not doing anything, and they're seeing this thing that's more like NXT, which is where most of them want to be anyways. And they can't go back. You know, it's just this alluring draw to go and have a little bit more creative freedom.
Case in point, the best character of the entire night. Who do you guys think that was? Exactly. Why?
MJF.
He was allowed to be himself, like be MJF.
Yeah.
You know, I have no doubt that if you put him on a SmackDown and Raw and give him writers, that he could make something work. But
easy there, Seabiscuit.
But
dude, the amount of middle fingers I saw this night is more than I've seen in WWE in 10 years.
That was the best line of the whole fucking show.
Yeah, it was. He's great, and he's allowed to be great, and that's what I like. It's like Shaun Shawn Spears.
He's an amazing heel.
I enjoyed him in NXT. Especially when he nailed that, the perfect 10 gimmick. That suited him so well, just kind of being that, and then, just floundered after that. Because, exactly.
Then it went nowhere on the roster.
We don't have anything for you.
On the main roster.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And I'm glad that there's this outlet for these people. And you touched upon it real quick during the 6-woman tag. Like, you mentioned the messed up pin or whatever. What I appreciated on this show, there's a couple of things. One, they acknowledged the fact that there was time limits to matches.
Yep.
That's old school. I fucking love it. Two, the refs got well, outside of the fact that they couldn't get anybody out of the damn ring, they were portrayed as like respected characters. They're referred to by name. When that pin got messed up, it wasn't the ref's fault. They actually showed a replay, and she didn't even hit 3 or tell them to ring the bell. Like, it played normally. Like, the bell keeper fucked up, and she was like, "No, it's not a 3, it's a 2. Stop being stupid."
Yeah,
like she was yelling at the dude. It was amazing,
great
and I appreciated that.
It's like she took command, and quite frankly, I think I said this in the on the Facebook. It's like, she was kind of cute too.
Yo, so speaking of some of the ladies matches, Nyla Rose, like, that's what Nia Jax should have been.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
100%.
Like,
and I'm glad that they brought in Awesome Kong, because they need, if they're going to make this a competitive thing, they need someone that can compete with Nyla Rose.
Someone who can compete with Nyla Rose. I mean, and that was the coolest thing too. Is like, I legit didn't think about having Awesome Kong come out there whenever they did that, and then teased Brandy coming out. I was like, she's gonna. I thought she was. I thought she was too. And I was like,
McMahon
bullshit. Man, this is not going to go over very well. And then Awesome Kong, the music hits, and I was like, oh my gosh, this. I was like, that. I didn't think I'd want to see a woman house battle in my life, but now I want to.
Yeah, throw it down.
So,
Micah,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Micah, Cody, Dustin Rhodes. What did you think?
I want to dive deep into that, but I want to ask you a question real quick. Like, the best friends match, who were the people that come out at the end? Because that fucking human throne,
that's the Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
See, I thought I saw that, but I wasn't sure. Like, they're gonna have to rename them, right?
No, because one's a game's title, one's a. I mean, there's different copyright clauses for different things.
Okay.
I mean, I know there was that big thing and why they didn't want War Machine to be War Machine and whatever, but that's just WWE being probably super overcautious.
Well, and I saw Super Smash Brothers like on a post, but then I was like, I was worried it was some copyright because they wouldn't say who they were. Like, Jim Ross kept going, "Who are these guys?"
Probably legit doesn't know. And plus,
nobody knew.
Plus,
it's weird.
I don't know how long, because it's been a while since I've actually watched them, but I knew that Player Uno upped his look a little bit. So I mean, I mean, when they first started, I mean, it wasn't that kind of gimmick. I mean, they were video game nerds in Chikara and a few other places. I am too.
I'm interested to see where it goes.
Because they're legit.
I mean, what they did in that ring, that was legit,
awesome,
dude.
Though.
Like, those moves were sweet. But I mean, how many? I mean, do they wrestle with all the minions out there all the time?
I don't know. That was a new one on me. Like I said, I haven't seen them recently.
Oh, okay. Oh, if that's new. Oh, okay. I get it then. I thought they always had those minions.
I haven't seen them recently, and it could have been just something that they did for AEW. But I don't know.
Gotcha.
As long as they keep doing that human throne, I'm cool.
He even like smacked one off too.
So, yeah, Like that's me and Shaun talked about this a little bit earlier. Like that's one of the things now. Like so you could make the argument that the last 3 matches were all main event matches, but like I was worried about their mid card. Like they've got all this top tier talent, but I was worried that their mid card would flounder. But like the entire show, like the mid card really stepped up. So if they stay on that level, I think they legitimately could give like WWE a run for their money. Not immediately, but in a year, 2 years, like with that level of talent, and they continue to build these characters, especially having like a TV deal with TNT, like they're going to build those characters and continue to build that mid card talent. And then they've already got that top tier with the elite stuff. I mean, I could see them legitimately giving Vince a run for his money in a year or 2.
Yeah. And they've already said, I think in like the past week and a half, if somebody starts getting over, they're just going to give them a run. Yeah. Like push what's hot.
If they do that, that's great. That's you can't build organic chemistry. I mean, that's just not how wrestling works. And that's what I butt my head with every time I'm watching WWE. I was like, shoving it down our throats, like Roman Reigns. Like he was at his biggest pops came not when he was getting shoved down people's throats, but when he was like one of his first little bouts with Triple H, where he just like completely goes off and just demolishes him after Sheamus cashes in his Money in the Bank after his first title win, and then he just destroys Triple H. That was the Roman Reigns people wanted to see, not the talking on the microphone. At least not then. Now he's a little bit better, but
to wrap back around to your question, Shaun, like Cody versus Dustin, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll say that's my match of the year. Like easily match of the year.
Interesting. I would honestly, up to this point, I think the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers are my match of the year. Out of what I've seen, but I don't disagree with you on a story standpoint. Like this was the best story match I've seen all year.
I mean,
or in a long time.
I'm kind of with Micah. It's just
Jesus.
I don't feel in wrestling matches nearly as much as I used to, and that one, like as soon as like you could tell a little bit like after. I mean, let's call a spade here. That blade job was botched.
Jesus, so
it's like, and you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell, like the first few minutes that Cody's hesitant with it, but at some point, that Dustin just straight up said, "Get on it, you fucking pussy," and just.
Yeah, and he grabbed a handful of blood and smeared it on his chest, and he knew it was on
the entire time. Because I mean,
dude, the end of this match where Cody was covered in Dustin's blood, like he reverse Ric Flaired, like his hair was streaked with somebody else's blood.
I think what threw me for the night, I was like, all right, so I can understand, it's a little bit different being out there with your brother. You're going to go harder. Some shots are going to get stiff and whatnot. And it's like, well, he's my blood already. So, what the hell? But it's like Earl Hebner has no gloves. I know.
Nobody did. There's a couple of bleeding spots. It's like nobody put gloves on. I was like, what?
That Earl's an old school ref. So, but man,
I was thinking about that through the show. I was thinking about what their because I thought the exact same thing. Swear to God, the first time I saw somebody bleed, I looked for gloves, and then during this, I looked for gloves. I was like, man, they must keep like
that's the only way I can think of
medical records,
but
so they know
even
that
still,
nobody has anything. And
even
the
still,
refs feel
you
safe
would think
to do
though that like Las Vegas would have something like some sort of regulation against that kind of thing too. Yeah,
especially with all the UFC
That whole area is, full of hookers and
Yeah.
semen anyway. So what else is new?
Welcome back, Sean.
I've been here. Yeah, because I was thinking about even the part that was on YouTube, the homeboy that kept pouring all the baby oil on him. I was like, Jesus, all these matches for the rest of the night
But
are
they
going to be slippery
changed
as fuck.
canvas too.
That's hilarious. They had to
did
change
they?
the canvas after this match.
Yeah, because he ruined it.
The whole mat was covered in blood. It was, man, I haven't seen a blade job like that in forever.
So can we?
Yeah, because I used to see the bloody Mick Foley matches back in the day, and that's probably about as much for me.
Can we just
was worse.
assume that this was like going back to the beginning of the match with Cody, like his entrance and everything? Can we just assume that this is like their WrestleMania entrances? And like this isn't something that's going to happen like every time they have a match. Like I don't want him to come out and like throw a jab at WWE every single fucking time. Like you did it and it was fucking great. And like now they'll move on.
Did you watch the like interviews that they did after the show?
No, I saw that they had a post-show thing, but I haven't watched it.
Dude, go through and watch some of those interviews. They're highly entertaining, and they answer a lot of those questions.
You talking about the one with Dustin, where he was still talking about how Vince McMahon better watch out?
Yeah, so there's that one, and then Cody did one where he kind of he talked about the smashing of the throne, and then the Young Bucks talked about how they're not going to do a shot at the WWE all the time. It was just that it was like the first time you got to be like, hey, we're here to play kind of thing.
And see, I love that.
Yeah,
like,
check it out.
Take your jabs where you can. I just don't want it to be.
Yeah, I don't want
like
the show
every
to
single
thrive
time.
off that. Or, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want it to overshadow. I don't want it to overshadow everything.
They've got something really good going on.
Yeah.
And it could ease. Yeah, and it.
Yeah.
Don't overshadow it by being petty. It's exactly right.
Yeah, and like they've already proven like Cody's promo. Like where he's like, I love my brother. I don't want to hurt my brother. I want to kill the Attitude Era. Like I sent you a message about that, and I was like, holy shit, that gave me goosebumps. And like his promo after the match, where he's like,
I sent it to you and made you watch it.
Yeah, like his promo after the match, where he's like, I don't need a partner. I need my brother. Like fucking goosebumps.
I texted Brooks like as I was watching this. I'm like, that just made me like I legitimately had tears at that part. No joke. Like I just went through a fucking roller coaster of a match, and then they pulled this shit on me.
I was kind of with Dustin, when he acted too. Whenever Cody went over to him and came back to the ring, I was like, oh man, he's just going to continue, isn't he? And then like, nope, okay, and then
And I was listening to a couple things that referred to the fact that Dustin was taking off his boots, to show sign that he was retiring, leave him in the ring and go.
That was
when Cody came back,
promo right there that he cut. I was like, that was the exact. That's what's missing from a lot of WWE product.
So if he was taking off his boots, do you think that was a shoot, like, and Dustin didn't know that Cody was going to ask him to be his partner?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. The part that got me, and it will always get me, I can't stand to see a grown man cry. Like, it just breaks my fucking heart. And so when Cody's cutting that promo, you can see his face twisting.
And you hear
because
his voice
he's trying
crack.
not to cry. When your face twists a little bit because you're trying to hold it back. Dude, that got me, and it just felt so real. It was special, but I don't know if I doubt that was a shoot.
He even talked about in that post interview about how it was so emotional. He was crying, and Cody was crying, and people on the sidelines are crying the whole time.
Right.
Also, let's give a shout out.
Yeah, their promo skills are.
Let's also give a shout out to the cameo appearance of Diamond Dallas Page carrying off Brandy Rhodes.
Carrying Brandy out,
and then almost like completely screwing up and like almost tripping up the ramp.
You're right.
All right, so get into the main event tag match, if you want to basically call it that. between those two teams and the best team WWE has to offer. So say, like, in my opinion, best team in WWE is going to be Revival or the Usos. Like, where do you rank those 4 teams? Like 1 through 4, because to me, those are your top 4 tag team wrestlers.
That is tough.
Man, that's tough, dude. Because this is why it's tough, because I last night I got to see probably the best tag team match I've ever seen in my entire life. I will go ahead and say that's probably the best tag team match I've ever seen. But I've never seen the Usos or the Revival be able to perform at that level. Exactly. So it's so tough to judge them.
I think legitimately, if you have that pairing, like, I would love to see those teams in a fatal 4-way tag match, and just to see what can happen, because it would be something special. Because
like some of the Revival stuff that they did in NXT was like on that level. One of the best tag matches was when it was the Revival and DIY and Authors of Pain. That match was like that was awesome. And it was also one. It's like the Revival can go, and the Usos. They're Samoan, dude. They can go all day, and it's been said by multiple people across multiple podcasts and whatnot, like legit WWE. Edge and Christian. I listen to them quite a bit, and they said that they're like one of the best tag teams around, and I fully believe that. And so I don't think you could rank those 4 without having them in a match to do it. I saw
Mike. It's your show though. Like, where would you rank them?
So that match was the first time I'd ever seen the Young Bucks wrestle. Like, I haven't watched any of their stuff, like, on purpose, because I wanted to, like, I knew there was a bunch of hype behind them, and I didn't want it to be overshadowed if they didn't stand up to it. Like, to me, the Revival in NXT is like, that's fucking top notch. Like, some of their stuff that they do. But I think the Young Bucks surpassed that last night, just because of what we talked about earlier. Like, when we were bullshitting, like, their throwbacks to, like, the Motor City Machine Guns and, like, to El Generico and Kevin Steen, like, the little stuff that they were doing in the match puts them on top. Like, that's next level shit to me, as far as, like, storytelling in a ring. Like, WWE has gotten to the point to where I've told this to some of you guys, like, I fast forward through the matches and I pay attention to the promo shit, because, like, I want the stories, and, like, they're not telling stories in their matches. They're telling their stories through promos. AEW is telling stories in their matches.
No offense to the Usos, but, like, man, the Young Bucks showed something last night, like, that nobody's seen before. I watch every Usos match. It's the same match every single time. Like, the Bucks put together, I mean, Bucks and the Lucha Brothers, because
I want to get to them here
did
in a
some
minute
insane
too.
stuff as well. But the Bucks they just put together a show that nobody else, like, nobody in that arena had seen them put together a match.
So
like that.
Legit, I am
so
a very
talented.
big Pentagon fan, and he's like, it was like one of my favorite guys from Lucha Underground, and I just kind of like followed him after that. But man, last night was like a legit, Rey Fenix was just on fire. It was so insane.
Yo, that part that he went up to the top turnbuckle, I think he wrapped Nick's arm, I think, then and he was on the top turnbuckle, super kicked Matt, and, like, put him over, draped him, and hurt around him, and
and then
it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Does a springboard cutter, or like the backflip cutter. I was like, what?
Right? Man, then you had a gory bomb and a freaking, like, cradle pile driver or whatever, like combo from Pentagon with a Phoenix rope assist. Like,
yeah, it was so awesome.
And that's the thing. Like, I
Really
think
good.
you could put
those 4 in a match anytime,
Young Bucks,
and just it's going to be something to see, and you're not going to see the same thing twice.
I think the problem for us as viewers is we're never going to get the opportunity to see the Revival or the Usos given 30, 45 minutes or whatever it was and be able to go like Young Bucks and Pentagon and Phoenix were able to go.
Well, I mean, with the Revivals, give them about 8 months.
Yeah, because
they'll be able to go 30 minutes
if they don't sign back up.
They probably won't. But then again,
crazy.
I don't know because was it Dawson? I think he helps out with a lot of the NXT stuff too. So
yeah, but the last contract offer I heard or I read on the dirt sheets was $500,000 a year for him. Like that seems like
and they
that doesn't seem like a lot though.
That
doesn't seem like a lot for WWE at least. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of fucking money, but for WWE money,
they don't seem as top players.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the majority of the top guys, with certain exceptions for like the big ones, are only making like $1 million a year. I think I read something a couple of years ago, like Roman Reigns was only making like 1.1, and I'm sure they view the Revival as half.
I know at one point I read that, and this was a couple years back, but it was when Emma was still there. And she was only making like $60,000 to $70,000 a year.
Like some of the top upper tier women's wrestlers were only making like $200,000.
Crazy.
So one of my other favorite moments of the night was Jericho's entrance.
A walk through Jericho.
That was
like
awesome.
him playing up his playing up his different personas. Like that was dope. And like I said, that to me made it feel like another WrestleMania a WrestleMania type entrance. Yeah. Like it's not something I want to see all the time, but it's something cool to see.
Nice too, because like, you know, he's a different character even from when he was in New Japan. Like he's got a completely different look and everything. So, I mean, he's reinvented himself nearly as much as The Undertaker has at this point. So, and that being said, he's also able to go like any time, it seems like.
Unlike The Undertaker.
That also being said, I do not like his new finisher at all.
Oh, I wish there was a better setup. And I was listening to a podcast earlier where they said, you know what I wish he did? I wish that he did the code breaker, and as they stood there stunned for a half second, he got up and then popped it off as like an overkill.
Or even do like a.
This was so
what's
the one where? Yeah, amen. The move that Seth Rollins does where he spins them in the ripcord where he's if he did a ripcord into the Judas like that,
oh, that could be sweet. Dude, that'd be sweet.
Just add a little something to it. Like it come out of nowhere. And I understand that's the concept is for your finisher to like RKO out of nowhere. But it felt like it needed just a little bit more.
I think that might be a step too far in the direction of trying to make this stats and sports oriented. Because in like a UFC fight, you can knock a motherfucker out doing that. But as also someone I was listening to on a show earlier, I don't recall who, I listened to a couple. Kenny Omega hit like 7 V triggers, which is like way more devastating than a spinning back elbow. So I don't know,
but
I don't know. It's just not believable.
And especially all the other that's shit that Jericho's capable of doing too.
Is it like one of those things that he can only pull it off in like the middle of like a 28
that's
minute match?
At least
or at
something,
the end of one, you know,
though, that
when they're tired,
I legit am okay with in terms of like a storytelling and protecting. It's devastating because he's like, you know, he only hit it once.
Yeah.
He hit like two or three code breakers, There were 5 V triggers at least. So
I mean, and also,
and I could see where they could play it up, like kind of what they've done with the RKO at this point, like the Judas effect with a guy coming off the top rope or off of a springboard.
Yeah, I mean, he
or,
could
something
legit
like
hit that one from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
and this is also one of those things where, like, imagine the WMD, Big Show's weapon of mass destruction. His stupid right hand. If you build it like that, and you build me to believing that, like, if he pops that out, like, out of somewhere and he can win with it, I think it's something that could grow on me. Just, I think in context in that match at that time, with us not being conditioned to it, it just felt underwhelming.
No,
but that wasn't the big story of the match.
I was kind of shocked, to be honest, to see Jericho go over.
I wasn't, because I'll be honest.
Neither was I.
We've seen Jericho and Omega, and it's like that gives Adam Page a really good foil and a really good heel to go against. So, I think.
Well, I was in for it once we got the swerve with the biggest pop of the night, in my opinion, at the end, and knowing where they're going with that now, and knowing that what that match is being built to versus what Jericho and Page is going to be built to. But I just in my head, I automatically assumed that it was going to be Page versus Omega.
Yeah, like I said, I thought Page Omega would be good, but I was like, he really needs a good heel, and Jericho is that heel right now. I mean, the only person who could probably outdo him right now is probably MJF, but he's not Jericho star power.
I appreciate that they did not have all of the vice presidents of the company go over. That would have been an awful look.
That's
coming out of this.
Every indie promotion on the planet. I mean, the promoter's the champ and whatnot.
And like Micah said, with the big surprise and the big pop, which Micah, if you want to talk about that, I mean, seeing where it's going is going to be really interesting.
And awesome. So I love the fact that that reminded me. So obviously, if most people are going to know, it's Jon Moxley, or frequently known as Dean Ambrose. But that moment felt to me like the Lex Luger moment of WCW.
I'll do you one better. That felt more to me.
Yes.
On just Scott Hall in the end, when he started coming through the crowd and cutting that promo. Yeah. Pop the fence. Yeah. Except,
hey, yo.
He was actually able to, Mox was able to do something in this match, unlike Hall, because they kept him such a secret there that they didn't know, legit what was going on.
Yeah, so I'm really I'm excited to see what he does going forward, and Moxley versus Omega match.
Yeah.
I'm 100% down for and just let him loose, let him do his thing.
Yep.
Did you boys see that he signed to a multi-year deal?
That's good. That's even better.
They announced it pretty much right after the show. It hit the internet.
Yeah, during one of those interviews I was telling you about, Micah, Tony Khan was talking about how basically Moxley got out of his contract and pretty much within a couple of days immediately just came and talked to him, and they set it all
let's go.
Freaking crazy.
From that, from this fucking top shelf fucking tier to the shit show that is WWE real quick, because we're starting to get super long in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are actually getting long.
I'm still alive over
Who
here.
Are you again?
What's up, dude?
What's up, buddy?
WWE for me right now is legitimately
through
the only reason I haven't canceled my network subscription is for NXT and the pay-per-views. Like, I'm fucking listening to recap episodes on Raw and SmackDown, and I'm fast forwarding through the
I'm watching
DVR
highlights
because
on YouTube.
the wild card shit is gotten so fucking obtuse and so fucking stupid that they might as well not even have a brand split at this point.
Yeah.
I canceled my network.
Oh, did you?
I also got banned from Twitter today. That's a story. Yeah, while we were recording. Well,
Very
I didn't
nice.
get banned. I got suspended for 12 hours.
Yeah, go ahead.
WWE related?
Yeah, because I posted something like, in this month, I canceled my network, which got me $10 pay-per-views and paid for a $50 one. What a cool time to be a fan, you know? It wasn't anything negative anywhere. And this dude came trolling, and then he like reported me. So,
you'll get it back in 12 hours.
Like the only thing that WWE has going for, in my opinion, right now is the Bray Wyatt stuff. Like,
oh my
gosh, the only thing it has going for me.
That is legit. Probably some of the best character stuff that they've done in recent memory.
Like,
they just need to keep it up. From what I've understood, is that I don't even a lot of that is just
this is just a
Bray
segment.
Wyatt's idea. Like that's his. And if they just keep letting him do his thing, I've said that before. He's like, he could potentially be like the next Jake Roberts in terms of promo, because.
That's a good poll.
And I don't even care if I don't see him wrestle for 6 fucking months. Like, let him do backstage stuff and like go after people and fuck with them and haunt them and like just jack around with them. Like, I don't even want to see him in the ring.
At that point, at this point right now, he's an attraction. And needs to be treated as such.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to see him on TV every day, especially if you're going to have him lose all the time like they did.
And I'm a big proponent of that, like a lot of the backstage stuff. I mean, change it up. You're clearly not telling a good story. Like, for the rings shit, let this story be told. It's a lot when the Fashion Files was on. I loved the shit out of that. Did I ever need to see him wrestle? Nope. But, I mean, and that's not to be mean. Like, I would rather watch them be super entertaining in these segments that I'm sure they're
it was like
helping put together.
It was also giving the Ascension something to do too with the whole Fashion Files thing, and those two are legit hilarious.
Right.
When they get together with Fandango and Breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope AEW lights a fire under somebody's ass. Like,
just, the only person who probably
who's
probably really taking it seriously is Hunter.
Yeah. Have you guys ever followed Vince McMahon Googling on Twitter? It's fucking hilarious. So some reporter, some wrestling journalist posted last night, I wonder what they could possibly do on Raw on Monday, or I wonder what they're thinking about doing on, they got to step it up, whatever. And so the Vince McMahon Googling thing quote tweeted it saying, "Have I booked Baron Corbin in a 3-hour Iron Man match?"
Somebody posted a thing like that would be a perfect response.
Yeah.
Like, Cody destroyed the throne. Triple H comes out and destroys the statue of Dusty. Like, you want some fucking heat? Fucking do that.
Ooh, that'd be awful. But yeah, WWE is a trash.
And I think part of that,
part
of that has to do with some of the contracts that they've gotten into for their TV. The Fox deal, I think, really screwed them over. The latest USA contract, I think, screwed them over. They're tied in for some stuff too, and it's just like,
well, I would think at this point they would start thinking of better stories instead of just letting their ratings.
And at this point, I wouldn't even worry about. I would probably,
because that's not going to look too
good. If they wanted to put out a better product, take them off USA and Fox, and just have them go whole hog on the network. I guarantee you they'd probably turn a better product, because then they don't have to cater to networks or anything like that.
All right, boys. Y'all got anything else wrestling related before we get into this outro and get the fuck out of here?
For the love of God, no.
I'll give you a little bit.
yeah.
I'll give you a little bit of that history since been putting that up lately. The year I picked was obviously on today's date in 2002, but unfortunately we record on Sundays, so it's always usually a Monday issue. WWE Monday Night Raw 2002. The pick of this one was Rob Van Dam versus Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And Rob Van Dam won that one. So I'll find that video. This is a 20-minute match, too. So this will be a really good one to post up in the show notes.
Sounds good.
All right. Nice. Let's get into telling all these people that's stuck around and listen to us fangirl about AEW for an hour.
Side note, one of the guys for AEW, his name's Mike Ruckus. He does music for AEW, helps them out, does that. I think he said he wrote the Hitman song for that show, too. He's the one that wrote my music for my entrance. So,
nice.
I was like, I was really cool to see that last night.
All right, boys and girls. So if you stuck around this long, just want to let you know you can always find all of our episodes, Digital Cartridge Podcast. All of our links to all of our stuff is going to be at the bottom of that page. That's going to include links to T-shirts, to our Patreon, to all of our social media. We're available on pretty much every streaming platform that we could think of. If there's one that we need to add, let us know and we will. As long as it's not the what's the one that makes you pay? SoundCloud? Yeah, fuck
SoundCloud. Fuck SoundCloud.
But we're around pretty much everywhere else. We've got a voicemail that you can call us and leave. We always play our voicemails after the outro music as part of our stinger. Respond to them on air. We're actually giving away a copy of Super Mario Brothers 2 to one of the people that called in with a voicemail. Like, we're going to choose a winner. So that number, if you want to be one of the people that call and leave us a voicemail, is 470-DIGITAL. That's 470-344-4825. Do we?
Saw that number on the side of a porta potty the other day.
I know. I saw your Instagram post on that.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of other things, we still got that Patreon. We got a lot of traction going in on that. That's where I stuck something behind the paywall that somebody called us out on, but that's that Street Pizza diss track that I laid out. I actually gave 3 different versions for all that. So if you want to hear it, take your ass on over there.
Give them money.
There's a bunch of levels. Shaun set up a bunch of levels, so go on there, check them out, read through them. Like, you can get some pretty cool shit depending on which level you're in.
Actually, we can actually talk about, because we ended up with 9 patrons between last episode and this one, so we'll actually give a thanks out to all those people. We've got our one and only Zeus from Tadpog. We've got Sean Maldoni, the Sean that's actually here with us.
What's up, boys?
We got Tadpog. They donated to us. Angelica Marie, which is my significant other, threw us some money. Joey Webster, Mike Lanham, Tom Goodman, and Jeremy Spake. So if you want to hear your little shout out, throw us some money. You'll get up on there too. And they hit some of our tiers, so a lot of people are getting some stuff back in the mail. I'll be putting that out probably tomorrow, or, well, since we're not going to have mail, it'll probably be going out on Tuesday or Wednesday. There's going to be arcade tokens that are going out, stickers, some Detective Pikachu playing cards that I got. I'm actually going to give them to everybody that gave us money is going to get something back in the mail. So you pay me back, I'm going to pay you some money back.
Let me get this straight. Angelica instead of giving you a full amount of money, she gave you half of an amount of money and half to Micah?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of fucked up.
It is.
Okay.
But it's all right.
We've
it's
also
all right.
got...
You did the same, Shaun.
We've also got the Facebook giveaway that when we hit 500 likes, we've got the free comic books that Shaun picked up that we're going to give away. We're at 478, 479. Yeah, last I checked. So we're getting really close to that. So make sure you like and share the page, help us out, and who knows? She might win a free comic book or two, and we'll appreciate it more than fucking, if you go share a ESPN post. Like, I'll tell you I love you. ESPN won't tell you that shit.
Oh, true, yeah. Before we even get out for this, we'll talk about our next episode. We're gonna have a special guest on that one too, and we're not gonna cover a game this time. We're actually gonna go back to the movie. Like, we're gonna swap it up a little bit, and we're gonna pick MacGruber. one of Will Forte's best pieces. I mean, he's an excellent writer. And leading up to this is I travel a lot for work, and I'm always listening to different podcasts. And Dak Shepard has a podcast, and I was like, let me listen to it. And I was scrolling through his older episodes, and there was an episode with Will Forte, and I listened to it, and I was like, man, there is so much stuff that I forgot this dude's done that's not appreciated. And with our special guest coming up, we all came to a medium to pick this, and I think it's going to be some really good stuff that we're going to cover on that episode.
Shaun, Brooks, do you guys have anything that you want to plug, that you want to let everybody know where they can find your stuff?
Shaun, you go ahead. You got more stuff than I do, buddy.
NerdyThursday.com. You can find all of our old episodes on there. My buddy Mitch and I have a very fun show, which I don't know why so many people listen to. But thank you for everybody who does that. Find us over on Facebook at facebook.com/NerdyThursday. While we are on a slight break, while Mitch is getting married shortly, I am doing a bunch of these episodes. So be sure to tune in to Experience Grind to hear a show that I'm a part of upcoming, covering the Hunger Games. I can say that because I talked about it on the last episode. And as of tomorrow, yesterday from this posting, the Caped Podcasters and I talked about Ninja Turtles. So give them a listen as well. Absolutely. 1990 movie.
Man, I have shared that on my Smoked Out Gaming page, which for some odd reason, there's an imposter out there trying to, live off and gain off of my popularity that I have off that page. But I streamed. I know, telling that I actually reported that dude of all people. I'm not into like reporting pages and stuff, but I'm like, hey, come on, bro. I'm like, change your name or there's going to be consequences, because I've got a lot more followers and a street team that'll, change that up for you. But I actually streamed that Ninja Turtles movie on Facebook. So if you want to,
nice.
I'll let you link that if you want to, because for some odd reason it's still up, and I won't even talk about the word copyright.
That's why I'm gonna stay away from that.
yeah. I mean, it's I've gotten many of legal notices in the past towards it, so I'm just kind of treading lightly.
Thanks for telling me about that before you told me to share it.
No, I mean, you can share it. I mean, if anything, repercussions will be on that page, not even me. I mean, that's in the past. It's up there. Nice. It's got like 11,000 views or something crazy.
What you got, Brooks?
So you can find me on at Fixer on Twitter. It's FI3XER. I occasionally tweet there. You can hear me occasionally on Experience Grind podcast with Kyle Collins and Ryan Demarest, who is apparently cute naked or something, according to Micah. So, other than that, I don't do a whole lot except watch wrestling and do wrestling.
I didn't do any wrestling this episode.
Sorry, Shaun. We're gonna get you all in.
Oh, it's cool. I mean, I would have watched it last night, but I just wanted to go out on a date night and watch the movies, and then I was like, man, Brooks came in last minute on this. I was like, come on, bro, get in. And originally we were only gonna let him in on the wrestling segment, but I was like, what about Super Mario Brothers 2? And he's like, dude, that's my jam. And I was like, well, let's get up on it so you don't get jelly.
Yeah.
That's dad joke number 3.
Thank you. Thank you, boys, for coming on. We sure do appreciate it.
That's no problem.
Thanks, boys. Sorry for having officially your longest episode of all time.
Oh no, man! Man. Look, dude, it's Memorial Day tomorrow. I got all day doing nothing but to edit this up and get it prepared for Tuesday, man. I'm glad. I'm excited for us to have the fatal 4-way. Our first time guest host, not 1 but 2. Let's go for it.
All right, Shaun.
Hell yeah.
Let's put a bow on this baby and put it to bed.
All right. Let's let the good times roll.
Thanks for listening, everybody. I've been Micah.
And I've been Shaun, and we're out this bitch.
Bye.
Well, so we got some calls, not one but two. So it's going to be a pick on who gets this game. It's almost going to be like flipping a coin. So let's see here.
Hey, what's up, Digital Cartridge Podcast? This is sound engineer Andrew, and I'm super interested in that Super Mario 2 NES cartridge. It would really help complete my own collection. So you know how to get a hold of me, sound engineer Andrew.
I love that guy.
Thanks a lot.
I didn't
Well,
either.
I did not anticipate him calling.
Neither did I. I was just of all the people to call.
That is fantastic.
That's awesome.
He's like, you know where to find me. You know where to find me.
Yeah, I don't think he's like even called us.
Well, it's funny. Out of all the promotions I put, like of all the people everywhere across, he's like,
I want that
you know?
fucking card.
Oh.
Super interested
I
in
want
that
that
game.
Super Mario Brothers card.
Of all, but here's my thing on collecting video games. If you already don't have this in,
I could probably
collection?
legitimately.
what's wrong with you?
I could legitimately say that
I'll be honest, I don't think I have
that would
it.
be kind of Andrew's thing.
I mean, he's probably got 10,000 versions of ice hockey and everything else.
I could see this. Yeah, I've known him for a while. Yeah, that's legit. That'd be a legit thing for him.
He's like, damn, I've been looking for this game forever. No, you
Probably.
haven't. You're just waiting for it to fall in your hands.
Who's
Well,
appropriately?
let's call number one. Let's see who's on
number
number.
two.
Who's on this line? It's a 413 area.
What's up, boys? It's Shaun from Nerdy Thursday giving you guys a call because I heard you talk about Super Mario Brothers 2. I friggin' love that game, and I heard that I might be on this show, and I just wanted to let myself know to my ears, Shaun, you fucking suck. Don't even pretend to be good at this game. Maybe. I don't know. Have a good show. Bye.
I just wanted to hear how weird it would be for me to talk trash to myself.
Yeah,
You know?
so you were talking to your trash yourself and not me because
No, it was it was to me. Like, dude, I swear I was super hopped up on chocolate milk, and I was like, yo, I wonder what it sounds like to talk trash to myself. So I called.
So you
And
put yourself
now-
in like a little paradox to call yourself
Sean
and hear
also
yourself.
knows what it sounds like when
Right?
Sean talks trash to him. As confusing as that's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Super
confused.
weird.
Yeah, I feel like I
Super
just
weird.
went to level 3 of Inception. Y'all just fucking confuse the shit out of me.
He's in a Shaun vortex right now and he can't get out.
Shaun. Everybody.
And if when you're two Shauns combined, they are the Chaun.
All right, so how do you want to pick a winner?
Oh, well,
Oh, just give it to him. I don't even want it.
yeah, I'm gonna give it to Andrew. So if you're listening,
He was going to win it before I called 3 hours ago anyways.
yeah, Shaun was like, hold on, we're starting the recording. Give me 5
You're
seconds. Let me call it real
breaking
quick.
the fourth wall.
Yeah,
I'm still
Dude, I
like,
do that all the time. That's my thing. But none of you prompted me
I'm
to.
still,
I just completely
like,
forgot.
shocked
I was
that-
going to
No,
call him
I
like
love
3
that.
days
I
ago.
love
I
that
love
Andrew
it too
called.
because it's like I did not expect to hear that voice on this podcast.
No, of anybody I could have picked in our
Yeah.
our circle, like he's the last person I would have thought that would have called.
And we don't mean that in a negative way either. It's just
I
like
heard his voice and I was like, "What's up, buddy?" I was like,
No,
"Damn."
no, I
It's
love
like-
Andrew to death.
unexpected.
Yeah, he's just not the type of dude that I'd expect to call into a podcast.
Well, I mean, Shaun, you're 2 for 2 now, and I guess he's 1-0. So, but he's getting to a game shipped up in his mailbox.
Next time
Yep.
I'll pay attention to what you're giving away next time, and I'll make sure to call like 14 times.
Well,
Strap
yeah.
in, boys and girls.
Strap
You're
in.
about to hear a lot of me.
Well, off to the next time. See y'all next recording.
Peace.
Adios, bitch.
You know what my favorite? You know what my favorite flower to plant is?
Tulips.
On this dick.
You like to plant tulips on dicks?
Uh huh.
Your own tulips?
Mm-hmm.